And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Friday. What episode are we on?
12, I believe.
12. Okay. Okay, it's episode 12 of The Variety Shift. I am one of your hosts, Sean Temple, also known as Sin Trophy Hunter on the PlayStation Network.
And I am your second host, the ArtificialDragon, otherwise known in real life as Isaac Soman. I am a YouTuber, soon to be live streamer. I do not know my PlayStation Network name, unfortunately, but I promise you I am on the PlayStation Network, just haven't been active for the past couple of days.
How do you not know your PlayStation name?
It's just one of those things like, okay, I'm going to type down this username that's kind of related to ArtificialDragon, and I'm just going to forget about it.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, we're continuing forward. Unfortunately, Gavin is not here today. I'll let you guys in on why he hasn't been here today at the end of the episode. We'll have a timestamp if you guys are impatient. We'll give you some reasons. So down in the description below. So anyway, let's continue on.
It's out of shot. I just noticed it's out of shot.
Yeah, there you go. Sean has that to show.
That's perfect.
Get to later. Yeah, that is perfect. But yeah, we have plenty of content to talk about today. Some interesting news, and I believe Sean has
not so interesting news.
Don't mean to be
no
put you down or anything.
Nope, not at all. First of all, I have a game here.
Yeah.
Is Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment.
Yeah.
It is a game that I played just recently. So the last time we were on was the 21st of February, I think, was our last podcast.
Yeah.
In between then, I have done 7 platinums.
Very cool.
Yeah. And 100%. Okay. So 100% means it's a PlayStation Network game that you'll find on the store. That's mostly it's digital only.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't have platinum trophies.
Yeah. And
so it's 100% instead.
There, cool.
So anyway, the seven platinums, should I say? I will go through because I got a little bit of a review on them as well. One of them, Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment. This is going out to a lucky winner from my stream.
Cool.
It was open to people who subscribed, and it was also open to people who wanted to use. I think it was 120,000 Twitch points, which you get when people are watching. When you're watching the stream, you gather them over a period of time. Yeah. And as it's 120,000, it's because I'm sending out a solid game. Yeah. So it's not like I'm sending off a digital code which costs nothing to send off.
Yeah, that is fair.
So, and it's also, new subscribers and ongoing subscribers would be entered for free. Yeah. So, DJ Reanimator won this. So this is going off to England.
Very cool.
Yep. And it's a 15-hour platinum. Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishment.
That doesn't sound too bad.
It's not too bad at all. It's a nice adventure game with loads of mini games and puzzles and stuff, which are quite fun. It has a couple of missable trophies, but it does have chapter select, so you can go back and mop it up if you're a completionist like such me. Game has 25 trophies to pick up. That includes the platinum. And then we got Devil's Daughter, which was the second one of these. So the first one that was done, I believe, was Testament of Sherlock Holmes, and it was only released on the PS3. Yeah. So Crimes and Punishment and Devil's Daughter are both on the PS4.
Very cool.
Devil's Daughter was on the sale on the PlayStation Network store not so long ago, month or two ago. So I picked it up. I loved it. So there were so many people that said to me that they liked Crimes and Punishment better. I loved Devil's Daughter. Now, don't get me wrong, the story in these games are brilliant. They are so good. They all these little crimes or cases that you solve at the end come together.
Very cool.
Which is, that's ultra cool. But Devil's Daughter just kept it. Whereas this one, you didn't realise that it was all going to knit together. Yeah. Devil's Daughter was just such a fantastic story, and it had brilliant, fun minigames. The puzzles were challenging, but not challenging to make you go, "Ah, fuck this, I'm done." Devil's Daughter is also another 15-hour platinum. Trophies are missable only if you skip the mini games. So it's a really easy platinum.
Okay.
So, I mean, you go buy a game, you go play the game, you want to play the mini games.
Yeah.
You want to play all the little puzzles. You want to. Some people even read the lore in like Destiny and stuff.
Yeah.
That'll take you forever.
Yeah.
Just gotta take a quick sip.
Yeah, it's kind of unrelated to what you're talking about, but I will re-clarify. This is not episode 12. This is episode 13.
Oh, there you go.
Just had to double check. Because at the time of this recording, the episode 12 podcast has not been uploaded yet.
No, and that was the first video one that me and you did together.
Yeah.
Which I hatefully admit that I destroyed the stories. I do apologize to anybody.
No, it's fine. At least we had fun with a Han Solo dance.
Oh, yep. That's yet to be. That's spoilers now. Spoilers. Don't spoil it for everybody.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will see episode 12 before episode 13.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope so. Okay, yeah. So the mini games, the trophies from the mini games can be missable if you skip the games. You can skip the games, proceed through the game, get the story done or whatever. It does have chapter select again, like Crimes and Punishment.
Yeah.
Also has 25 trophies. So my third platinum was The Walking Dead for the PS4. And that was on the store as well. It's digital version. There is a disc version. And it comes with all the DLC, it's just one DLC, and it's got like 6 or 7 stories to it and a few miscellaneous trophies to it as well, called 400 Days. The DLC's a lot more fun than the whole game. It really is. The short amount of DLC that's there, the characters it covers is just brilliant. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's a 10-hour platinum. Plus 2 hour platinum, 2 hours for the DLC, so 8 hours for 100%. And I can confirm, because Telltale, as we covered in a couple of previous podcasts ago, that was they'd gone out of business.
Yep.
And were taken over by several different people, and Skybound being one of them looking after it. You can still get the platinum. You can still get all the episodes from that digital version. So, just to reassure you.
So it's not completely gone, is what you're saying.
No, it's not. No, it was one of those that made it in the time where Skybound came in and said, "We'll take you under the wing." So they're taking their projects, not Telltale.
Yeah. So it's not like
some have been abandoned.
Konami and PT, right?
Probably no. And I've heard about PT.
Yeah.
Okay, so DLC has only one missable trophy, and that is the one where you have to. It's called 2 out of 3, and it's scissors, rocks, paper. So you have to win 2 games of scissor, rock, paper, and it's quite tricky, but it can be done. It's the game itself with the DLC has 49 trophies. Brilliant game though. Highly recommend it. If anybody hasn't played any of the Walking Dead series.
How long has that been around for now?
The Walking Dead game or the Walking Dead in general? That's a very good question. I would have to look that up while you're doing your thing.
Yeah, because I remember before I got into the whole YouTube thing, I remember people like PewDiePie and Cry would play The Walking Dead, and this was still right around when I was in freshman or sophomore year of high school.
Wow.
So it's been a pretty long ass time.
Yeah, I know that Telltale have been around for a long time because they did Monkey Island games and stuff.
No, that's LucasArts.
They did Monkey Island as well. Trust me.
Jesus.
Yep.
I wish I knew the origins behind Telltale games and whatever.
LucasArts did Full Throttle. LucasArts did not do Monkey Island.
No, they did.
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Yep. They may have done 1 or 2 of them, but the Tale of Monkey Island is a Telltale game.
Okay, that makes sense. That would be like if Tales of Borderlands was still made by the parent company of Borderlands or whatever.
Which is Telltale as well. Not done by Gearbox. Telltale did Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Gearbox owns.
Gearbox owns, I believe, the Borderlands franchise.
Yeah.
But Tales from the Borderlands was done by Telltale.
Yep. That's what I was going for. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, and the fourth platinum was Dead Space Rush.
Uh-huh.
And it's done by this company that I really, really have a hard time pronouncing. We call it Rat.
Yep.
We just call it Rat Games, but it's Rat Alika.
Mm-hmm.
So Rat Alika are the publishers, and Bug Studios is the developers.
Long before EA got its grippy hands all over Dead Space.
Oh, this is Deep Space Rush. So this is like a cheap. It's a $5 game.
Okay.
And it's on PS4. But you can get, if you buy the PS4 version, you get the Vita version free. Now these are what are nice about the Ratlica games. I actually said that right. Holy shit. That you'll buy the PS4 version and it comes with the Vita version as well. Now, if you buy the Vita version, I don't think it comes with the PS4 version. I don't know. I didn't test that. It's under our platinum. It's under 1 hour platinum. This is why I knocked out 7 platinums. Okay.
Nice.
It took me 23 minutes to get a platinum.
Jesus.
Yep, that was on the PS4.
Nice.
And then on the PS3, PS3. PS Vita, I played it on the Vita first, just to try it out before I streamed it.
Yeah.
And on the Vita, it took me 33 minutes because I didn't know what I was doing.
You're just knocking them out of the park right now.
Yep. And each of those Vita and the PS4 games, they have 17 trophies each. That includes a platinum. So you basically, effectively, for trophy hunters out there, you get 1 platinum free.
Okay.
You have to do the job.
Yeah.
But you don't have to buy it.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. So it's 2D side-scrolling shooter. The game has randomly generated maps. So it's like Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill has randomly generated maps as well, which are done by the same people. It seems to be their forte or their pattern of how they make games, which is kind of cool. So I wouldn't say you would know that you're playing a rat game blindfolded, but you get a really good idea of playing maybe 10-15 minutes of it that you know you're playing a rat game.
Yeah. That's fair.
And it's done in 8-bit style graphics as well, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Which that's their kind of thing as well. They do that kind of thing as well. So then I got, shamefully, My Riding Stables Life with Horses. Yeah. I did play a game called My Riding Stables. I had a few comments on my stream about what the fuck, or oh my god, what have you done?
I hope you got highlights of that.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think people were just so ashamed. But there was actually a load of people that came and watched me play it.
Yeah.
And we got the platinum, so that was cool. It is done by Independent Arts Software.
That's literally what we're called, Independent Arts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking, isn't that like the name for indie games?
Yeah.
There we go. Published by Calypso Studios. No, Calypso Media, sorry. Okay. I haven't played too much of Calypso stuff. I do believe that it's going to be like the budget type of game kind of developers, publishers, that kind of thing. It's a stable sim. You got breeding. You can breed horses.
Yep.
You can build your stable up. You can upgrade it. You got a guest house, so you have to build the guest house up, and you have to max that out.
Yeah.
You've got a little place where you give horse massages, which is where I got most of my Mickey taking from. People were taking the Mickey out of me massaging horses, but the massage parlor for the horses is the main income for the money, so that you can build up the rest of your stable. So it's a necessity. You unlock various different races, so you're not only running a stable, you start off with a horse, and you can train it.
So when you mean by races, do you mean like different
It's
breeds
time
of
trials.
Horses? Or
Okay. No, races as in
so
time trial races. Yeah,
Okay.
You're racing against time.
Because I was like, wait a minute, Is there a elf horse?
No, not that kind of race. No, there are races that you unlock to progress through the story of the game.
Yeah.
You get a starter horse, and you can train the horse. You take it out to a paddock, and that kind of gives it. You've got to keep it happy. It's almost like a Tamagotchi pet.
I remember those.
On a screen. Yeah.
I used to have a Tamagotchi back in the day.
This Tamagotchi you can breed. So what you do is you can either use a client's horse, or you can buy a horse and then breed them together, and then you get a foal.
Yep.
And you got to train the foal.
Yep.
So it's kids would love it. But the only thing about the game is that my gripe with it was the controls of the person that you are.
So
it was all on the left
like
thumbstick.
Controls or
yes.
Something? Okay.
And it's awkward.
Okay.
It is awkward. I found doing things walking backwards was much easier. Yeah. What else does it cover there? There's a shop, so you have to buy your food. You have to buy skill books to level up so that your massaging horses gets better. Your riding skills get better.
Why does that sound so
I know.
Weird?
Trust me.
Massaging horses still.
Yeah. Yeah. And some places the horse like the brush was just not right. Yeah, but so mostly mini games. It's a 6 to 8 hour plat. Okay. And it has 29 trophies, and then none of them are missable. So even you could do it. Yep.
Like I would subject myself to breeding horses. Now, if it was dinosaurs, that would be a completely different story.
I've got something I'm going to end on with after you talked about dinosaurs there. Okay, so the other game. Okay, how many games have I gone through now?
You've gone through like
that's 3, 4, 5. I should have numbered them. 6. I'll remember to do that. So my 6th and 7th platinum. No, my 6th platinum was a game called Without Escape. Now
that sounds slightly familiar.
Yes, because I did the platinum on the PS4 version, the last podcast. And so we're going to go with this again. So it's another buy PS4 and you get the Vita free. Well, that's why I didn't realize that I get the Vita free. So that's why I did the platinum this week.
Yeah.
For before this podcast on the Vita, because it was kind of a nice surprise that I got a free game, and I was like, ooh. And it took me a while to do the first one, the PS4 version.
Yep.
It's developed by Bumpy Trail Games. East Asia staff. And it's published by East Asia staff.
Okay.
Or soft. East Asia soft. I cannot read my writing.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
It's a point and click adventure. I went through it in the previous podcast about it. 2 missable trophies, black box. That basically you have to go and examine your TV. And the other one is slippers, and it's a pair of slippers that are in the bedroom.
Okay.
And you can easily go past them without having, because the rest of the trophies or the rest of activities that you have to do in it, apart from the making the spirit level probably arrive, are very easily missable because they're not story-driven trophies. They're just there. It's like click the TV and it's a trophy. Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. So yeah, two missable trophies. It's an under 1 hour plat again.
Very cool.
Okay, so PS4 it took me 2 hours. Okay, because I was reading all the story on the stream. I was reading like a storybook and stuff like that, like I mentioned. And then I did it in bed on Vita, and it took me 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so you kind of know what you're doing after a while, and it is a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
It's got 13 trophies, and then we have the final. Is this the final? Yeah, it's the final game, and it's a 100% game.
Okay.
Staying on the theme of horses. It's Horse Racing 2016. Now, I picked this game up ages ago, like 7 months ago.
Is it a Japanese game?
It is.
Because I remember, don't mean to get off track.
Nope.
But, so there's this YouTube channel called Wikizilla, which basically is this website that talks about toll monsters and all that. And I was watching the certain incarnation of Godzilla, and I remember in the trivia section, they were talking about how he made a guest appearance of his horse racing simulator or something. I'm like, that's kind of random, but cool.
Probably in the background.
Yeah.
Developed and published by Yash Future Tech Solutions.
I don't remember that being mentioned, but it was a horse racing simulator. So
there is a winning post. I think it is. There's that as well. That's also a Japanese game. So that could be it.
Yeah.
So it's a horse racing sim. Button mash city, basically. You just got to button mash like crazy.
You never have a giant reptile shooting lasers at you.
No giant reptile. No, so it's like the normal. It's like a horse racing derby type thing.
Yeah.
2 to 3 hour to complete it, and it's 100%. It's not a platinum. No missable trophies.
Yeah.
So again, you could do it. Only 9 trophies, none at all that are missable. At first it's a bit of a challenge because you get the slowest horse and you're only good in the straight line race.
Yeah.
Other than that, any other race you're going to get caned and you kind of lose heart and you're thinking, fuck this game. I'm just going to shelve it over here.
Yeah.
Which is what I did. And then it came up on my magic spreadsheet that I've been working on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, really? Okay, well, might as well stream it and have fun with it. And everybody's like, really? Horses against him? And I'm like, yeah. This originally... So it was going to be originally horse racing before my riding stables beat it.
Are you secretly a furry?
No. It's not going to that. So, yeah. That is my that's the games I've been working on. And I've decided that I'm going to do like little reviews like that on the games. In that kind of format, in the way that I've laid it out, seems to be quite good at following each other. And I'll be doing that from now on. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So going on to your dinosaur segue.
I think I know where this is going.
Okay, so PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Store has a sale going on at the moment. Double discounts, and Jurassic Park Evolution is in it.
It's Jurassic World, but yeah.
Jurassic World Evolution is in it.
Cool.
$15.
So did you get it?
Deluxe edition is $18. And deluxe edition is like you get 6 different dinosaurs.
Yeah, you
or something.
get like the Styracosaurus, Archaeophonomomimus, I can't even pronounce that. A Suchomimus, and a couple other dinosaurs I can't think. Oh, a Crichtonsaurus, which is basically a Ankylosaurus named after the author of the original Jurassic Park books, Michael Crichton.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
You get additional dinosaurs, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any trophies that are tied to those dinosaurs in particular to make the deluxe edition worth buying.
Yeah. So
for
I take it you
a normal
gem.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I did buy, because obviously when I finish my games on stream, my stream is now quite anxious to know what the next game is. So I picked up the Terminator Resistance.
Yeah. I am yet to get to that game. I've heard good things about
I've heard a lot of good things about it. It is in the sale.
Cool.
$15. I picked it up yesterday without even blinking.
Cool.
Yep. And I knew that you would kill me if I didn't get Evolution, so I didn't get Evolution.
Of course.
Not yet.
Because when I was live streaming the Return to Jurassic Park DLC, and my enthusiasm got you into playing the game.
Yep.
But you never... That was like, what, 5 months ago?
Yeah, something like that. And the price has never been right.
Yeah.
It never has really been right. I'm trying to budget my money or spread my money out on games I'm buying. And I'm buying strategically according to my spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And the spreadsheet is designed to take easy to hard. It makes sense to do easy first because... The whole point about my profile is points and getting high up in the ranks. Talking about points, I'll go to the story that I was on last podcast about the PlayStation community news thing that I completely fucked up. Yep. So there were 3 goals that we had to reach throughout a particular period of March.
Yeah.
March, yes. And I have the goals here. So... Just as a refresher, goal 1 was 125,000 games played.
Okay.
Sounds like a lot, but this is community and so it's spread out over all of the players in the world. so many people thought that it was a personal thing.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, I don't have 125,000 games. Where the hell am I going to get 125,000? It's like, seriously, people, it's community. That's what community means. And also, the other part was 500,000 trophies earned.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was the reward for the exclusive static theme and avatar.
Okay.
We beat that.
Cool. Nice.
We beat Sony. All right, so I don't have it displayed at the moment.
Yeah.
I should probably have had that on there, and then the camera would have been, so I could have put that screen there. Never mind.
Yeah.
So goal 2 was 375,000 games played,
Mm-hmm.
and 1.5 million trophies earned.
Yeah.
The reward, 5 exclusive avatars.
Cool.
We beat that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good on you, Sean.
Fuck.
You're on a fucking roll right now.
The whole PlayStation community, well done, guys.
Yeah.
And girls. Well done. You guys did it. Goal 3. So we received our goal 1 reward last week. So we're looking at receiving our next goal 2 reward this week.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. The next coming week. So goal 3 was 675,000 games played. 2.7 million trophies earned.
Nice.
Reward is an exclusive dynamic theme.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what?
You passed it?
We beat that yesterday.
Nice.
Ah, yeah! So well done, guys. Well done. Yeah, I know, right? My hand's like red war.
Yep. Worth it, though.
And I do have a final item here. Very, very short one. It's basically HBO.
Mm-hmm.
Are taking The Last of Us and turning it into a TV show.
Yep, I saw that briefly.
Should be good. No release date as of yet, though. The Last of Us 2 will be also in the stores May 29th.
Yeah.
It's not anything in conjunction with it to celebrate it or anything like that. It's just that...
It's just a spin-off.
Yeah, and I could probably do a little bit more of a story on that the next podcast, on who's taking over or taking this project on for the Last of Us TV show.
Yeah.
I personally won't be watching it because I don't have enough time to trophy hunt. So, I'm trophy hunting and that's it. My whole goal is to be the top 1,000 trophy hunter in the United States and the world. Incidentally, I have my statistics right at this moment in time are I am 11,354 in the United States.
Very cool.
44,285 in the world. I am making serious progress.
Good on you,
Again.
Sean.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Harder. Oh, yeah, that was good. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was a good high five. I'm not sure.
Make my fucking ears ring.
Yeah,
Look at it peak. Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
We
that's...
just broke a fucking sound barrier with that.
Probably. I'm all out apart from a little bit later.
Okay, so before I go into my story, since you brought up the HBO why am I saying Firefly? Last of Us series.
Firefly was fucking good.
Yeah, the reason I said Firefly was because there's an organization of a game called Firefly, so that's where my mind went to immediately. What are your opinions on TV shows adapting video games? I mean, there's the whole other.
So you got Walking Dead.
Yeah.
But that wasn't taken from the video game.
No, it was taken from the comics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whereas there is the video game was taken from the comics. The TV show was its own thing.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't know. Because I don't really watch TV an awful lot.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really have too much of experience to say yay or nay.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, the game, didn't grab me. So many people out there are going to kill me for saying that. It wasn't as emotional to me as most people, other people found it.
I can understand that.
I don't, because I'm like, well, how come? What have I missed? I guess I just didn't get into it.
Yeah.
So I have no doubt that the TV show will be brilliant because it is a good concept to build a TV show on.
Yeah, you're
at
not
least
wrong.
for a good couple of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
or series.
So here's my personal take on it. Like, you know, movies adapting a popular video game for whatever reason.
They usually fail.
Yeah, usually they fail. Now, what do you think the reason why it fails to begin with?
If the film is bad or the game is bad.
The movie is bad.
So if the movie's been made after a game, so God of War.
Yeah.
Okay, God of War has a huge following.
Yep.
So that's a good start straight away. If you're going to make a movie of a video game that has a huge franchise and it has a huge following which comes with it.
Yeah.
I suppose it's like Star Wars to me is that they should never have brought it back. Sorry. Even though we wanted it, we didn't. I don't know. So there are people that probably want movies of video games. There's Uncharted.
Yeah.
People are talking about that there's going to be a film of Uncharted. Good example for me. I love the Uncharted game series. I love the characters in it. I really just hope they don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
And that's the same as I felt with the Star Wars, you know, with Disney taking over and stuff like that. I was like, okay, we can do Pirates of the Caribbean, so they can make a dark film. They can make a pretty serious, decent film.
Yeah, that is true.
Without anybody singing in it. Like Disney's, like, animated series and shit. But they failed. Disney failed.
Yeah.
So I'm worried. I'm always worried about it. Will I see it? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely see if they made the game into a movie instead of a TV show.
Yeah.
So it's just one sitting of watching something, and I can do that at the weekend instead of watching like an entire TV series.
Yeah. I guess that's fair.
Once a week or something like that, which takes more of my trophy hunting time, which, you know, I have only 3 hours a day. Then, no, I'm not going to watch the TV show. I'll watch the movie.
So where I was trying to go with is, like, it's kind of common knowledge that a lot of movies that are adapted from video games are pretty much terrible.
Yep.
But there have been a couple of exceptions out there, like the movie adaptation of Doom. I mean, I've heard pretty good things about it. I've never seen it myself.
I've never seen it.
But there are a couple of rare exceptions to that. So my question is, do you think they're terrible because they're taking creative liberties with storyline, character designs, or just bad acting or something?
No, what they, in my opinion, how they ruin it most of the time, how it's ruined is, again, going back to your fan base, your following of the game, the franchise. They know everything about it because of the game. They've played every single game, and then it's put into a movie or a book or something like that, and it doesn't. The biggest problem is they don't follow the character. They don't follow the lore. They don't follow the story, the origin, or whatever of the character, and that's usually because it's lack of research.
Yeah.
And if you're going to make a game, make a movie of a game or a TV show of a game, you better do your fucking research because you're going to upset a shitload of people. I remember when Star Trek Next Generation came out. Yeah. The TV show with Patrick Stewart and Brent Spiner and all that lot. And they were nervous that they were, because they've got Kirk and Spock, you know, Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner, William Koenig, all those guys to actually follow, and keep the reputation. I can't imagine how much pressure those guys, the actors in Next Generation, had. But once the Next Generation cracked it, and they cracked it, because they did their fucking research, and the people that were in it, and I believe also Gene Roddenberry still had a hand in the Next Generation while he was alive. Yeah. Which, that was, you couldn't probably go wrong with that. Yeah. But then once Next Generation did it and DS9 came out, and DS9 came out around about the same halfway through Next Generation, they could follow it easy because now they got the momentum, they got a new story that they can bridge, so they can take Deep Space Nine and incorporate it with Next Generation, and not so much with the original series, whereas Next Generation kind of had to, in such. So they're getting a bit further away from the original story, so that they could actually then make their own stories up. But if you're going to make a story up of something that's off a video game, and look, Tomb Raider, Tomb Raider, the definitive edition.
There have been several Tomb Raider movies.
They have. The Angelina Jolie ones are rubbish. In my opinion, they are rubbish because I saw the one with the lady that was in Ex Machina. I think it's Ex Machina she was in. And it is a movie that is... It doesn't quite follow the remastered Tomb Raider game, the definitive edition for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. It doesn't quite follow the whole story in the game, but it does have Matthias in it. It does have her getting beaten the shit out of. It does have a lot of similarities to it. They didn't follow it to the T because they had the ability to make it a little bit different in the scene type thing, and not stick to like a linear path of the game. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, as long as you're staying with the characters, the origin of Lara, the origin of Matthias, and more origin of how the story's going to go and stuff like that. A little bit of researching. I would say there's quite a lot of research in that when they made the film. The film is brilliant. I loved the film and I loved the game. So that is one of the exceptions that I know that they did do a really good film from the game.
Okay. So, like, let me throw another example out for you. The Resident Evil movies with, I forget.
Milena Jovovich. Or Jovovich.
Yep, with Jovovich.
Yeah, she's freaking lovely.
Yeah, she's fucking hot.
Yeah, we like Jimena.
Yeah, but from what I've heard, a lot of people really hate the Resident Evil movies because it's more focused on action instead of horror,
Yeah, I suppose so. Because, I mean, when the Biohazard or Resident Evil first came out, because over in I don't know if it was in the United States that it was called Biohazard, but I know in Japan it was called Biohazard. Whereas when we had it over in England, it was just called Resident Evil. And it all starts off with the manor and everything like that, and there you explore the manor and stuff. The first Resident Evil film with Milner, fuck's sake, her, did start off in a mansion. She was in a shower. She found herself on the floor. She'd been knocked unconscious through some gas. And she's lost her memory. And she's picking up clues. And that's kind of what you did in the first game. So it did follow, for the most part.
The original game?
Kind of. The mansion didn't look like the one in the game, but it was a mansion. And it was a house, and it had secret doors, or it had this great big door that opened up into the hive. Which... Okay, in the original game, didn't quite have that as much. It just like opened into gardens and stuff, and then bunkers and
a laboratory if memory serves.
Right. I think that Resident Evil kind of elaborated on it and gave it the hive. Which then, because the hive, I believe, comes from Raccoon City, and that there's a Resident Evil game called Raccoon City, and the hive is in that. So it kind of segues onto it. I loved the Resident Evil films. I've got all three of them.
This is also kind of the same case with a lot of the Transformers Michael Bay movies. I mean, they are horrible in some aspects, but the action is spot on. That's kind of the same thing with the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, the thing with the Transformers film for me was when I saw a review of it, or preview for it for the first time, it was like all these things morphed into the robot, and it's like, well, where did all those metal pieces come from? Those metal pieces just seem to make their own metal pieces instead of like the toys that you used to have. You had to pull out the wheel arches and shit and then turn the heads and flip the bodies over. That would have been good enough.
Yeah.
But this is just like metal just rolling over everything, and it's like, what? I mean, don't get me wrong, they look good when they're fighting and stuff, and when they actually are the robots they are.
Yeah.
They look good, and obviously they look good as the real item as well, because it is a real item.
Yeah.
And trying to make that change into a robot is a big challenge.
Yeah.
Unless you did it old school style, which would have been cool.
It would. Yeah, it would.
I wouldn't have been fussed about, like, I don't know, Bumblebee's wheel arches just coming out like this, turning instead of.
I can tell that you're really old school about everything with Transformers.
I just didn't think the animation was believable.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption, I guess. And going back to the announcement of a Last of Us TV series, I've also heard rumors that there's going to be a Halo TV show as well.
I've heard that. I haven't seen too much of it. Being it's an Xbox game, I don't hang around Xbox titles too much.
Yeah.
I'm just going to open the window. It's a bit warm.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting because it's also the same thing with...
I hear ambulances and shit.
Yeah. It's also kind of the same thing with freaking... What was that one video game adaptation that got released to Netflix recently?
Oh, Witcher.
There we go. Witcher's
and
kind
apparently it's doing really well.
Yeah.
In the TV show, it's doing really well.
Yeah.
And even though it's doing really well, I'm not going to watch it because I don't have the time.
Yeah.
But apparently they followed the character Geralt to a T.
Yeah.
They followed the whole atmosphere to a T. And I can't say whether they have or not because I haven't watched it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it did start selling the game again.
Much more, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting change of pace. Like, you adapt a video game into a movie, usually they're not that great or anything like that, but I think it's much better to adapt them to a
TV show.
series.
Which that seems to be what people have, or these what's the word, producers have realized that we could make these into TV shows instead.
Yeah.
I mean, Witcher 3 or Witcher, the Witcher series has a huge following.
Yeah.
Not only in games, but cartoons or animated series or comics or anything like that, graphic novels, whatever. And they, I guess that was a gamble, but I think they knew what they were doing and they hit it right on the nail.
Yeah, and where I was going with this is that with movies, it's kind of condensed. Like, usually most movies nowadays are like hour, 2 hours long, maybe a little bit more. Like Avengers Endgame was like almost 3 hours.
3 hours.
Long.
Yeah.
But with TV shows, you could put out a whole lot more in a longer span of time, not like condense everything into one format, So I think with TV shows, they have much more creative freedom to explain things more deeply. Like, for example, I'm going to throw a random example. Like, oh, there's a movie about this guy, and he's going to do this thing, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. They are cramming everything that was in the game or in the lore of the game or the character or anything like that into 2 hours, which... in the games has been spread over maybe 5 games or so.
Yeah.
And you're trying to cram 5 games into 2 hours, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
You may as well make it into a TV series.
Exactly. And, like, I'm going to throw another random example, like Star Wars, for example. Like, most of the aliens in the movie, you're like, oh, that's a cool-looking alien, but they don't elaborate about the name of that alien or which planet it's from, what does it eat, what's its culture. They expand that in a novel or something.
Yeah, no, they did that with all the books.
Yeah.
There was a good one that I read was called Tales of the Cantina, and it was brilliant because you got to know the 2 girls that were in the cantina in Star Wars New Hope.
Yeah.
You got to know the white fluffy thing that had the little black licorice piece sitting out.
The towels.
The towels, that's it, yeah. And also the devil-looking guy, the Deveronian.
Yeah, the Deveronian.
Yeah. There was also the guy that was smoking the great big long pipe.
Yeah.
Him. he had such an interesting story.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, all those books, the Tales of the Cantina, it's Tales of Mos Eisley Cantina, Tales of Bounty Hunters, which was good because some of them were in the cantina.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. It merged together and stuff.
Yeah.
That they did a really, really good job on bringing unknown. Because let's face it, Boba Fett. Okay, so Boba Fett, when it was in Empire Strikes Back on his first ever appearance.
Yeah.
Originally, it wasn't. It was he was surgically implanted into the Star Wars New Hope.
A remastered edition. Yeah.
Yep, with a human Jabba the Hutt. Was at the beginning, and then they CGI'd him as the Hutt.
Gotta love the way George Lucas wants to cram out those remasters.
Well, it was quite funny the way that Han Solo, when they did the original shoot and he's walking around the human guy.
Yeah, and
then they had to lift him, which was bad, really bad.
Yeah.
But then Boba Fett appeared.
Yep.
You know, under there, and with a couple of other bounty hunters as well. But that guy was just a character that had no background whatsoever.
Yep.
He was the guy who caught Han Solo, big thing, and
then
he
had cool looking armor.
Yeah, but the stormtroopers had cool looking armor.
That is true. Yeah,
they really had cool looking armor. But Boba Fett, somehow for some reason someone wanted to give a bit more of Boba Fett.
Yep.
And he became this huge thing.
Yep.
This huge character that was bigger than Darth Vader, had such a history.
Yep.
And then you go to his ship, Slave One, and how he got Slave One, and before that and everything. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant background work, and he didn't have to do any research so much because there's this unknown character, and they thought, well, this is kind of cool character. We need to give it a bit of love. Gets killed off in Return of the Jedi, but does it? You see him go in a Sarlacc pit, and then there was a novel that I read, which was Tales of the Bounty Hunter, which Dengar, which is the guy with the bandages wrapped around him, he actually pulls Boba Fett out of the Sarlacc pit.
Yep.
So Boba Fett was alive.
Yep.
So they managed to build onto that, and that was just freaking fantastic. And it's all just from one or two authors that decided that we want a bit more and make something absolutely amazing out of nothing. Now, the only thing, you can try and make something out of something that's huge and destroy it.
And here's the interesting thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Expanding on something in a novel, graphic novel, or whatever, it's pretty good because you don't have to cram too much information in one movie.
No.
But when you make a movie that brings up, like, Boba Fett and explains how it, like, oh yeah, I got out of a Sarlacc pit, many casual fans will be like, how the fuck did he get out?
Yeah. How and who?
Yeah, and that's kind of.
And what does he look like after he's been in the Sarlacc pit? Because the Sarlacc pit in the book, his armor saved him.
Yeah.
Because it's the duration that the Sarlacc was trying to digest him, the metal on his armor or the whatever that his armor was made out of, whether it was Durasteel, blast steel or anything like that. It saved him. It gave him enough time to come conscious and try and figure out what to do. And then Dengar was just like there, and it's like, dude,
but
the hell. And he's the only person. He's the only person apparently in the novel. Dengar's the only person who's seen Boba Fett unmasked. Knows the identity.
But the point is, when the casual viewer just sees Boba Fett just alive for no reason, the interpretation is basically up in the air of how he's still alive.
Right,
There's no explanation. You have to go into this other source to figure out how he's still alive.
Like the novels.
Yeah, exactly.
To make... Because, when Mandalorian came out, and people were like, oh yeah, Boba Fett's getting his own TV show. That was going around forever, and I was like, okay, well that could be cool because that will show you him getting out of the Sarlacc pit, because
but that never happened.
No, it didn't. Mandalorian came out instead, which is a very, very similar thing, and I can understand that the non-Star Wars or not too big Star Wars geeks would take a Mandalorian soldier and interpret it as Boba Fett because of the armor.
Yeah.
When in fact Mandalorian is a class.
Culture,
yeah, it's a culture, it's a race. They were like a bunch of villagers and stuff like that formed the militia and stuff. Ran by a leader called Mandalore, which got passed down over various people in the village.
Yep.
So it wasn't the same person ever, but they wore the same armor.
Yeah.
So it kept like a god presence of Mandalore.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool that they started bringing it giving it lore and everything like that. But for someone who doesn't know too much about Boba Fett, when you see someone in Mandalorian armor, you think, oh, Boba Fett.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight off.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Boba Fett doesn't have that armor.
No.
Mandalorian soldiers do.
Yep.
It's Mandalorian armor.
Those kind of things are kind of a double-edged sword. Like, Gavin, he's a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts is a huge victim of things like this. Like, there are certain details
That's because it's Disney.
Well,
no, seriously.
Let me elaborate further on this. Like, there are certain details, like these certain characters. Like, I'm not talking about specifically Disney characters. You could just watch movies or whatever. But there's these certain characters, game-exclusive characters, that just appear out of nowhere and were never explained who they are and how they're related to the story. You have to go to this offshoot mobile game to understand what's going on. Right.
You have to do a bit of digging around.
Yeah, exactly.
And people who are going to become fans or are fans are the only people who are going to find out.
Exactly, yeah.
Other than that, it'd be like, what? I mean, there's so many games out there that I've heard, or no, movies that came out. There's so many movies that came out, and it's like, oh yeah, that was from the book, and I'm like, there was a book.
There was a book.
Yeah, no, seriously, that has happened to me so many times.
Exactly.
There's a book. I'm sorry, what?
Oh yeah, there was a graphic novel. There's a graphic novel.
Yeah. No, I don't. Yeah, so that I'm blinkered like other people as well, but
exactly.
You just blinkered in different fields.
Mm-hmm.
You like say you're going to be a fan, you're going to find the source because you want to find out what the Millennium Falcon's made out of, or how that deflector dish got broken,
or how Han Solo and Chewbacca
got together.
Yep. Which Han Solo movie.
The Solo film touches on it.
Yeah.
It didn't touch on it as much as I hoped, because I was hoping that they were going to be on Kessel for a while and and kind of break out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was a few Wookiees in there as well in Spice Mines that were working, and it didn't get lovey-dovey kind of thing. And I just wanted it a little bit more, probably a little bit more darkness in there to get a little bit gritty with Han getting so fucked up that that he meets Chewie and they're both desperate. There was no desperation. There was no desperation. It's like, yeah, come on guys, we're going out here. Like, all right, okay, yeah, I was looking forward to that, but never mind.
Whatever.
Again, goes back to the thing you were talking about, cramming in so much
and
in little time.
Nothing.
Yeah, which a lot of movies are doing.
Kind of the same thing with the appearance of Darth Maul in that same movie. Like, oh yeah, I'm this mastermind, blah blah. I have a lightsaber, and there's no explanation of how Darth Maul is still alive. You would have to watch this TV show to understand how Darth Maul is still alive.
Right. Yep. And they could, that people would use different theories on it, like clones and stuff.
Yeah.
And I suppose it was a little bit before robotics and stuff like that, because Vader probably had the most amount of that shit going on.
Yeah.
In that time era, because once he got his legs cut off and shit, and he had all that stuff attached to him.
Yep.
That you would think that, but I believe that's the similar sort of thing with Maul.
Yeah.
That he was half cybernetic.
Yeah.
But
Sorry with all the screaming in the background.
It's not actually registering.
Okay.
I've been watching it, see, because the traffic's been going past and it's not registering.
I mean, it's slightly in there. I know for a fact, but I'm just
no, it will be. Yeah, we got the window open because it's so bloody hot in here. We're finally getting. So I think we're missing spring.
Yeah.
And we're going straight into summer.
Yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I mean,
because Flagstaff weather is basically all over the place from experience.
Well, weather in general is all over the place. Hard to be a weatherman these days instead of like when you were Michael Fish, which is a guy that in England, he was like the famous weatherman in England, and he could not get it spot on, but he just gave such a very simplistic weather report.
Yeah.
Now they can try and delve into temperatures and stuff instead of pressure and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, whereas as Michael Fish would be just like saying pressure's high here, could be this and could be this. Weather's coming in from the north or south or east or west. That's it. Instead of like now you got all the temperatures and precipitation. You can't say it. Precipitation. Chances of snow. There's like leave it. Just give us a rough idea. Is it going to be nice or is it going to be bad? If it's going to be nice, then I'm going to go out dressed that it's going to be nice instead of dressing up like in a raincoat and sweating my tits off. You know. So yeah. I'm sorry we went on the trail of that. But that's because we got the door open, so you might hear some background.
Yeah, I'll try and get out as much background noise as possible, but no promises. But anyway, related to Star Wars, kind of a nice little segue onto there. So there, as we all know, EA has the licensing rights for Star Wars and make games about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Currently, I mean, we've all been talking about the possible rumors of a Old Republic remastered coming out.
Knights of the Old Republic. That would be fantastic, but I believe that was Microsoft only that had that.
Yeah. No, it was BioWare.
I thought Microsoft bought the rights to... Not Microsoft. The Microsoft had bought the rights to LucasArts.
Yeah.
Ages ago. That was a long time ago, so the rights now probably could be available to anybody, because I think it's on a certain amount of years that they can hold it before anybody else can start working on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I had my first original Xbox.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
So there is an announcement from EA that there's going to be a sequel to Fallen Order, because it was a pretty damn good game, right? It
is a good game. I have got it. I haven't really scratched the surface of it.
Yeah.
I'm still scratching the surface of it. I enjoy it. People have said when they first started that it's like Dark Souls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not as unforgiving as Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's very much playable, very much enjoyable. You don't have to look over your shoulder every time. At the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
It's a very... You can take your own pace with it. One of the similarities that I've seen about Dark Souls at the moment is the meditation areas.
Yeah.
I like the bonfires in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
That's it. But like I say, I'm still scratching the surface of it.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, there's going to be there's talks of a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. Not sure how to think about that, but considering that Fallen Order is...
I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Considering that Fallen Order has good reviews right now from you included and a lot of Star Wars fans.
Yep. And like you say, you've not heard much bad about it.
Yeah.
I haven't either. So it's a good thing, and it's a really nice building block for building a franchise on it.
Yeah.
They could go like Uncharted with this shit. You know, exactly. They could at least get 4 or 5 games out of this series. Yeah. Which would be really cool, because and if it ever led to developing the new Jedi Order and stuff, because it's set in that era of not quite Clone Wars, but just after, right? Yeah. So they've got like a millennia of time to expand on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously, it could be a secret order that he does and stuff like that, or he might even get killed off
Yeah.
by a certain, and it might go completely on a different tangent, which would suck because I mean, if you could use, I think his name's Kale.
Cal. Castus.
Yeah,
Castus,
use Cal as a Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
And go through all these like things. I mean, he's mostly looking at Sith artifacts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of wiggle room there until you start touching Exar Kun lore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Exar
you
Kun will be back.
You don't fuck around with that stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you do, then you're going to mess things up. You're going to lose people that are interested in the franchise.
So, aside from a sequel to Fallen Order, there has been a leak on the title of a new upcoming Star Wars game. According to Twitter account, I'm reading this on independent.co.uk, by the way. According to Twitter account PSN Releases, the game will be called Star Wars Maverick. The PSN Releases is a bot account that monitors Sony's PlayStation Network for new releases and titles. So yeah, there's going to be the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order sequel. And Maverick is going to be a second smaller game being developed by EA Motive.
Okay.
So yeah, there's not a whole lot of details right here. I mean, here's the Twitter post right here.
Okay. It's not a fan-made picture or anything.
No.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Oh, it's called Project Maverick. In the Empire Strikes Back kind of font.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to stay in the Empire.
The events of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Oh, okay.
What the hell is going on?
Dogs like to imitate the fire engines and the police cars and shit like that. It's quite funny. And it will go on out to Sunnyside.
Yeah.
You can hear them.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
So yeah, forgive us about that.
That might actually register.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, for now there is no details about Maverick thus far. It's just a leak thus far.
So let's play with this. What do you think it's going to be about, Maverick?
Well, taken that it's going to take place in the Imperial era. The title of Maverick instantly gravitates to
like a renegade.
Yeah, like a renegade character. Like maybe, let's take Han Solo for example. Maybe they're talking about that, avoiding Imperials and all that.
Right.
Maybe a rebel cell, like the early stages of rebellion that surrounds that. But at this point, I'm not too sure. I mean,
I'll tell you what it could be good for.
What?
Name of a ship.
Yeah.
Name of a ship. Because it's mentioning Star Destroyers in there and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, it could be a Star Destroyer called Maverick.
Yeah.
That has gone rogue.
That would actually be a pretty neat idea.
Yeah.
Like an Imperial crew.
Or it gets lost. Like fucking Star Trek. What the hell was that? Oh, gosh.
Don't hurt yourself, John.
Yeah, no, it's Voyager.
Okay.
Where it kind of gets blown out of its system from some sort of warp.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get home.
Yeah.
So Maverick could be the similar sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or I would like to think that it's them breaking off.
Yeah.
And running.
True. Another neat idea that I just thought of. So you're familiar with Darth Trooper novels, right?
Yep.
It could be a similar situation to that, like a Star Destroyer is out in the middle of basically a buttfuck nowhere, and it comes across a random ship in the middle of it. They investigate, and they catch a virus, and they have to fight off some zombies. I know it's kind of cliche, but
I really don't want to see zombies in Star Wars. I really don't want to see zombies in Star Wars. They're all over the fucking place.
Like I said, it's kind of cliche, but as far as I know, there have never been zombie-related things to Star Wars in terms of video games.
Thank God. No.
As far as I know.
Video games, there might be. but I can't 100% say so. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think Maverick is going to be all about. Give us some of your thoughts of what Maverick could be.
Yeah.
What would you think? What would you like Maverick to be?
Like either a bunch of Imperials, a crew of a Star Destroyer go renegade,
Yeah.
or rebels.
That's where I would like to go. I would like to go with the ship called Maverick, and it's about the ship.
So, what would you think it would be about? Would it be focused on one specific crew member, or
No.
captain of a Star Destroyer?
No, it'd be the whole lot.
Okay.
It'd be a whole lot. So I don't know if you were ever familiar with a TV series called Babylon 5.
I've heard of it.
Babylon 5 was done on the Commodore Amiga, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
All the graphics and everything. It was a very heavily CGI TV show.
Gotcha.
But it was called Babylon 5. But Babylon 5 was the space station.
Yeah.
And it was all about everybody on Babylon 5.
Yeah.
It's like Deep Space Nine. So I'm thinking Maverick could be a big ass Star Destroyer that's got shitloads of... If you're going to play it as, or take it as, it's a Star Destroyer called Maverick, or the Maverick, and it's called Project Maverick, isn't it?
Yes, Project Maverick.
I'm still going to go with it.
Okay.
But then you got the Star Destroyer as a huge ship, and then you got a whole lot of people on it, so you could have all sorts of stories from all those people on it.
Yeah, that is true.
So, don't know.
Yeah. It's a pretty unique idea, and as far as I know, no Star Wars game has ever done that right now.
Nope. Unless it's Dark Trooper again. Dark Troopers was good, but because Project Maverick sounds like it's going to be something like a virus, where the T-virus is something.
Yeah.
Project Maverick is a something.
Yeah, but then again, this is also kind of common with a lot of movies. Like the original Star Wars had the title of Blue Harvest.
Yep.
But it had nothing to do with Blue or Harvest.
Nope.
It was just a cover name.
No Harvest. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was a name to put people off that it wasn't
exactly.
called Blue.
That could be the same thing with Project Maverick, if you think about it.
I think when it first came out, it didn't even have A New Hope on it. It just said Episode 3, and it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
And then later on, it got A New Hope on it. Because Empire Strikes Back, it got a title.
Yep.
Because it was Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, or The Empire Strikes Back. And then followed suit with Revenge of the Jedi.
And then it was changed to Return of
the Jedi, because Jedi don't take revenge.
Nope.
So that's when Revenge of the Sith came out.
Yeah.
They took that. You find anything that has Revenge of the Jedi on it, and there are promotional items that are out there that have Revenge of the Jedi. It's rocking horse shit, and it's worth a lot of money.
Yep. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting idea, and this just takes me back to if you were to come up with your own original video game idea, what would it be then? It's kind of interesting to go back to what we think Project Maverick would be. Like the Star Destroyer, space zombies, or a rebel cell. It's pretty much up in the air right now.
Yep.
But yeah, hopefully it'll be good and not something too ridiculous like Star Wars dating simulator or something.
Oh, yay.
A Star Wars horse simulator.
Oh, yay. Fucking Jawa simulator.
I would actually play the fuck out of that.
Jawa simulator.
Yes.
Run around, go, and just like stun everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's all you can do.
Yep.
And then get squished.
Yep. I would play the fuck out of that.
You got squished by a bantha pretty easy.
But yeah. Going back away from Star Wars games for a second, just Star Wars in general. So there's going to be a series of novelizations of Star Wars that explores a different era of the Star Wars universe. And it is called the High Republic era.
I've heard about this.
Yep. And as far as we know, it will take place 200 years before the Clone Wars.
200 years before?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to take place after the Old Republic.
Yes. And the Old Republic was like 1,000 years before the Clone Wars, something like that.
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah.
No, actually, even more. Because if memory serves, the Jedi emphasized that the Sith have been extinct for over a millennium, which is like
over
1,000 years. Yeah. And so, obviously, we won't have Jedi fighting Sith or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure there will be a couple of Sith in the background, manipulating things.
Well, Sith were originally a race.
Yeah.
So they're like the red skin guys and stuff that you find in the Old Republic game. That's for the PC, the MMO, which I was quite surprised about.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like the fact that it was a race and not an actual.
Oh, originally it was a race.
Belief,
then it became
religion
culture.
type thing. Yeah, culture.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing with Mandalorians, but we're getting off topic.
Right.
So, let's see. And then there's another thing called Project Luminous. That was the initial cover title for High Republic. That was another cover title.
Okay.
And the first novel will be coming out in August of this year. And what is Star Wars: The High Republic? The inspiration for this project comes from Obi-Wan Kenobi's quote from Star Wars: A New Hope: "For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic." Blah,
right.
Blah, blah.
And I did read a little bit about that. They are not going to be like fighting and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be more wisdom and training and learning and.
Yeah, exactly. And this part of the Star Wars universe is a much more hopeful, optimistic time when the Republic and the Jedi are noble and respected, whereas the prequel trilogy, they emphasize about the corruption of the Old Republic.
That's where the Sith or Dark Jedi came from.
Yep.
Basically, Jedi that either were a little bit more adventurous in the ways of exploring what they can do with their abilities, whereas the Jedi were bound.
Yeah.
They had boundaries, whereas the Sith were just like, you could go right out of those boundaries and, you probably get either manipulated or you get absorbed by doing such things that you don't realize you're doing bad. So, yeah.
So here's a description of what the Jedi are like during the High Republic era. God, that sounds so weird to say.
The High Republic?
Yeah.
I had a hard time hearing it or reading it. I was like, High Republic? I mean, you got Old Republic, New Republic, now you got High Republic.
You got High Republic. I guess somebody was high out of their mind.
Well, when Star Wars was originally done,
yeah,
George Lucas and that lot were high.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all there.
I've seen the old vintage making of Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back videos, and they're like, and they're hippie shits. They really are. They're so hippie. It's brilliant. It's like, yeah, man, we're just getting the tauntaun. Stand up, tauntaun. Yeah, there you go. Oh man.
But anyway, moving on.
And they're smoking as well. It's just
back in the time when you're allowed to smoke.
Yeah.
This was a time when Jedi were galactic guardians. It was also a time of galactic expansion. New hyperspace lanes have been created, which are drastically changing the galaxy. So this is like a era where the Galactic Republic is expanding to other planets and shit. And the Jedi themselves are described as almost like the Knights of the Round Table.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's more of a Wild West frontier when they're expanding into other planets and galaxies and whatever. But there will also be many types of other Jedi that will act more like Texas Rangers and all that.
Right.
Like have you ever seen the Fistful of Dollars or the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly movies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like the Man with No Name sort of thing. The looks and attires of the Jedi of the High Republic will be very distinct and different from what we've seen in the past. So, like, no robes. Or anything ceremonious.
Right.
Like that. I'll have to show you some pictures. But there will be a new original antagonist in these novels.
Of course.
Yep. You can't just keep rehashing the Sith or anything like that every single time.
And it'll be somebody from the Jedi Order.
Yeah. So, while we don't know the answer to that question just yet of what the Jedi fear, What we do know are the villains of his era. The Niles are described as punk-looking space Vikings who have a motto of, you can't take it with you, but we can take it from you. They aren't uniformed soldiers serving a higher purpose. They are a new kind of villain in the Star Wars universe. Hyperspace is something they could use and access in a way that makes them very dangerous. Their gas masks are intentional. Everything in their looks is deliberate. Beyond that, little is known about them. So I think that's an interesting description. And Gavin pointed out this to me like a week ago. They're called the Niles, and there's a Sith Lord in the second Knights of the Old Republic game called Darth Nihilus.
Yep.
Who's responsible for pretty much devouring planets and all that, if I remember. Yep. So it might be an obvious nod to Darth Nihilus, but nothing's confirmed. But we'll have to wait and see.
Cool.
I'll have to show you pictures of these guys later. They actually look pretty friggin' badass.
Okay, cool.
And it's pretty refreshing to have a antagonist that's not like this evil Sith Lord that wants to destroy Alderaan or something like that, you know?
Yeah. That's because it hasn't been discovered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, who is involved? Phase 1 of Star Wars The High Republic book is written by Charles Soule. I'm not going to go through all these names.
Is Michael A. Stackpole in it?
Michael A. Stackpole. Nope.
Oh.
As far as I know. There is a Michael, though. Michael Selgian.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name, but he's the creative director of Lucasfilm's publishing.
Okay.
Who conceived the idea of a cohesive story that could be told across multiple books and platforms.
What about Timothy Zahn?
Timothy Zahn. No, I don't see his name on
See,
it.
Michael A. Stackpole and Timothy Zahn were the two major authors that kickstarted the Star Wars books.
Yeah.
You know, I know that there was Splinters of the Mind's Eye and Return of the Jedi, Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back books, but when it all faded into the distance, and then people were like, we won a little bit. We can build on this.
Yeah.
I believe Timothy Zahn was first, then Michael A. Stackpole, and Timothy Zahn was responsible for the more frontline story of the characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Of Luke, Leia, and everybody. Michael A. Stackpole was more responsible for making the Rogue Squadron, or X-Wing.
Sorry for the ambulance, by the way.
That's a fire engine.
Oh, that is a fire engine.
That is a fire engine. It's going, bah, bah.
Bah.
Yeah, so Michael A. Stackpole built on the X-Wing Squadron and called it Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
And I believe, in Nintendo 64, it came out with the game Rogue Squadron.
Yeah. So here's a sneak little preview. I'll show you the picture later, but they have certain bullet points on what they want to introduce in these novels. So there's two different categories. There's fiction, Star Wars, and Star Wars Witches. Under fiction, they have authentically lived in, surprise, diversity, actual ending.
What?
Feelings, relatable characters, sweeping. I don't know what that is. Humor, and under Star Wars, not pro-war, droid, scope, mythic space, plus lightsaber battles, no single character, so they're not going to focus on one single character in these novels. Like, it's going to be kind of like the
Community.
The Force. I can't.
Everybody's going to have a story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the final category: Star Wars Wishes, High Republic, Relic Hunters, University, Dinosaurs, Representation/Diversity, Legends, Rival Houses, Sith Empire, Chaos Agents.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I don't think too much to that wish list.
Yeah. So the fact that they have Sith Empire under one of the things that they want to introduce is kind of interesting. So there might be a background sort of thing with the Darth Bane line of Sith, if you know what I'm talking about.
The story of Darth Bane's really good.
Yeah.
The novels that were done for him were really, really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them. And where he came from and how he became Darth Bane,
Mm-hmm.
why he became Darth Bane,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. What happened
his,
to him?
Creation of the rule of two, like one Sith master to embody the power and the apprentice to crave it.
Yep. And you have to kill your master, and then you move on.
And that kind of strikes me. Will they introduce a secret Sith background character that's manipulating all of these events to try and get into the highest levels of Republic and all that? Like the Darth Plagueis novel. Yeah. I assume you've read it.
Yep.
Kind of that sort of thing. But it's kind of a background, like, obviously the Jedi don't know about it. Only us as a reader know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cloak and dagger shit going on.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the idea of having the rule of two in this new thing would be cool.
Yeah.
Because then you wouldn't have overpowering enemies, but you got two people that are very, very, very clever.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Darth Bane, he manipulated in the background until it was time to strike.
Yep.
By making sources. So these two people, the power, the thingy of two, the rule of two.
Yeah.
These two could branch off into different sects of things that can manipulate the rest of it.
Yeah.
And they'd just be like the heart of it, but they're not actually doing anything because they're, working on. It's like mafia. Yeah, they could have like different things going on, different rackets going on that would make them more powerful, but without anybody knowing who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of shit.
Yeah.
So it could be kind of cool. That will make the two. It would make them dangerous, but not physically dangerous.
Yeah.
It would just make them like dangerous to be involved with.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
And another interesting question that a lot of people have been asking about, let's say, since this takes place 200 years before the Clone Wars, what if Master Yoda appears in these High Republic novels? Because at that point, he's 600 years old at that point?
He's 900 years in Empire Strikes Back.
Like I'm saying, he's 600 years
probably
old by the time of the High Republic.
400 or something like that, yeah.
I mean, would you want or any recognizable character to appear in the High Republic novels, or just original characters?
So we've seen what Disney tried to do with Star Wars with introducing the old characters and blending some new characters like Rey, Finn, and everybody like that, and slowly fizzling out the old ones to try and hope that the new ones can carry their torch.
Yeah.
Failed miserably.
Yep.
They should not have done that. Maybe they should have had some sort of small cameo role, nothing major, of seeing them. In a war room, maybe you saw Leia standing at a table or issuing some orders or something like that. That's it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And Luke maybe not being the hermit he is.
Yeah.
And seeing him hanging out with Han Solo, because they're still, now that they've defeated the Empire and everything like that,
just chilling out, having a good time.
Well, no, they could be doing something with the Falcon together.
Yeah.
He said that he was a pretty good addition and stuff.
Yeah.
But then Rey, he was trying to get Rey in on his team as well. He's like, I'm thinking about offering you a job. And she's like,
Here's what I think you're trying to say. You would rather have the new characters, doing their own thing.
Those guys,
doing their own thing.
Yeah, but no, the new characters are the main focus.
Yeah.
But in the background, you can see.
So you don't want the characters that we're all familiar with to
be too focused and too involved. No, just having like small cameos or appearances, or mentions.
Yeah,
would have been good.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, maybe there's an occasional appearance of Master Yoda, like maybe he's a apprentice or something like that, training under a master. Like, you briefly see Master Yoda. I mean, not like too much because, with Lucas and all the other people who created Master Yoda want him to be as mysterious as possible. Like,
Right.
then
They still
introduce him
don't
in-
know where he's from. Still
Yeah.
don't know his race.
or
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, just his name. And is his name really Yoda? And does Yoda stand for something?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, no, I think that if they had the main focus on the new thing that's going to be going on,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe a few little bits and pieces of the old stuff,
Yeah.
mentioning in the stories in the books or anything like that in this High Republic,
Yeah.
you know, there is quite a big window to try and figure out if you're going to take it from the past or what's going on in the future.
Yeah.
What's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's going to be around in the future, that kind of thing. But just touching on it, but focusing on the community of the High Republic or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be kind of cool.
And like, it says it's extending with multiple characters, not just the Jedi.
Right.
If you were looking or designing a character that you want to follow in this High Republic novelization, what would it be? Would it be like a bounty hunter, a smuggler, or a trooper?
This kind of goes back to the same question you asked me about making a character, what would be my favorite character or main character to play as D&D. I'd do the same thing.
Now that I think about it, I'm kind of asking a redundant question, but I'm just curious.
I would probably go with the same thing, an underdog that works his way up.
Okay, yeah.
Because you're underdog, so you're right down the bottom of the story.
Mm-hmm.
If you're something like royalty, you're quite in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could go up or down. You could fall to rags.
Yeah.
Which could be good. I mean, that could be a good start, being like high and then dropping majorly, which does make a good story because then now you got the build up.
Yep.
So that would probably be a good one.
Yeah.
Going from something that's pretty well celebrated, then something happened that was totally misunderstood, or actually was my fault, that I would have to take the bullet and sort of get demoted so much that, and then maybe not even be accepted by that particular cell or anything like that, and actually go and do your own thing.
Yeah.
And then you either join another cell or make another cell, and then the cell that you used to be in that exiled you aren't aware that you're the person who's made this new cell, and then you all get together, and then they find out you are. Then it's like, oh shit, it's kind of cool. Or it's like, oh no.
Shit.
now you gotta have to prove yourself and everything like that. So there's a lot more to be going with it, instead of being the rock bottom underdog and then just working your way up, because you could drop again, like Bane did, and then work your way up, but in your own thing then. So that could be a good one. Being rags to riches, get pretty well known, fuck up, go down, and now you're disowned, so you find your own path. So that would probably that'd probably where I go.
Yeah. And now that I look into the High Republic much more, originally when I found out about the High Republic, I assumed it's just a simple name change for the Old Republic that happened like over 1,000 years ago. But now that I know it happened like 200 years ago, that section of Star Wars hasn't been explored that often.
That's what I'm saying. There's a big window.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives us, it gives Disney much more creative freedom to make their own shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, the Old Republic is pretty well established. And if Disney, like, did their own thing, like, change the Mandalorians and the
there would
Empire
be so much. There'd be so much shit.
Yeah, but they chose a pretty safe area in between the Old Republic and the current era of Star Wars. That if you make your own shit, it wouldn't impact the wider Star Wars fan base.
There you go. They're probably thanking Alec Guinness in his grave for saying, "Thank you for saying that line over 1,000 years."
Yeah, exactly.
Because we got 1,000 years to play with. Woo woo. 1,000 years to fuck up. Don't fuck it up.
I see you're still salty about Star Wars.
Oh, now I just go, you know.
You're just whatever.
Yeah, even if it's good and they've done a good job about it, you know, it took me a long time to see Solo, so
yeah, that's fair.
you know, and I'm not in a huge rush to go and see it. I'd probably rather go and watch, I don't know, BB and Tina's horses and shit first.
Christ almighty. So I'm kind of done with talking about Star Wars for now, but I'm just going to roll off of that and say there has been a great disturbance in the Force.
How's there?
So, there has been an announcement for a new horror game. You want to guess what it is?
Alien?
No.
Hellraiser?
No.
Is it something that's popular?
Yes.
Scream?
No.
Oh.
It's popular in the video game world.
Oh, it's popular. Dead Space?
No.
Oh.
That would have been good, though.
No, I would have. Silent Hill?
No.
Okay. Resident Evil.
Well, there's the remaster of Resident Evil 3.
3.
But that's not it.
Right. Oh, there's Friday the 13th. I know I'm going to kick myself. Go on.
There has been an announcement for a new Amnesia game.
Oh, yeah. A very good, because there's like 2 or 3 games.
There's free games
in the collection.
Yeah.
That was originally it was a PlayStation Plus game a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That has quite a good review on the whole thing. So
and
that'd
also
be kind of
kickstarted
cool.
a lot of YouTubers' careers.
Did it?
Yep. It kickstarted Markiplier's career. Also, PewDiePie popularized him, and a couple of other that I can't think of at the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah. So a new Amnesia game is called Amnesia Rebirth.
Oh, I thought it was going to be called Amnesia, The Forgotten or something.
So a fantastic 2010 horror game, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, is getting a sequel this fall, 2020 autumn, which is the vague date, but nothing specific right
What
now.
platform?
It didn't say anything about the platforms, but I assume it's going to be on PC and PS4. I assume.
Okay, what about PS5? Now we got PS5 coming out. We got Xbox thingy coming out as well. Are they going to be? I would say that they're going to be next generation, aren't they?
Yeah, I assume.
They're going to be fucking scary then, aren't they?
Developer Fracno Games just announced Amnesia Rebirth with a short trailer. I just saw it today before I came into the podcast.
Okay.
I was looking for articles and I'm like, wait, Amnesia, what? Oh, there's a new game coming out.
And is that done by the same people that did the old ones?
The Fractional Games.
Did they do the old ones?
Yes.
Ooh, okay, so they know their shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
According to a synopsis, Rebirth follows a new protagonist named Tessa Tyrinan through the Algerian desert. Some trailer art implies that it will take place in the early to mid 20th century, whereas The Dark Descent takes place in 19th century Prussia.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit modern compared to previous Amnesia games.
Okay.
Let's see. The trailer and description suggest that some familiar Amnesia elements are back, including monsters shrouded in darkness, weird glowing machines, interfaces that mess with your head, and as the name implies, a protagonist piecing together their past.
Yep.
Unlike Amnesia, a machine for pigs, which was set in the Amnesia world, but created by outside studio of a Chinese room, this is being developed by Fractional itself. Okay, so Fractional created the original Amnesia, not Machine for Pigs. Okay, just wanted to clarify. It's a world that combines Justine, which is a Amnesia expansion for Dark Descent. And let's see. Oh yeah, there's also. Have you ever played Soma, another horror game that is created by?
I have Soma. I haven't played it yet.
Okay, you should play that.
Yeah.
Looking.
That's the one that's on the space station type thing, right?
It's actually in the ocean.
Oh, it's in the ocean. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. No, I got yes, because that was
think the one you're
PlayStation.
thinking about is Prey.
No, it's cool, Soma.
Okay.
I just only started it, and it's all bulkheads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I figured it might be space.
No, it's
It's underwater.
in the ocean.
Okay, cool. Because I haven't got that far yet.
Okay. We don't know much about Rebirth. Well, it was announced like several hours ago, so we don't know much about Rebirth, but it will have the original Amnesia formula.
Cool.
But there might be some more mechanics to it. Okay, here we go. So it will be releasing on autumn 2020 for PC and PlayStation 4.
Huh.
So here's a full description of it. Amnesia Rebirth is a new descent into darkness from the creators of the iconic Amnesia series. Set in the desolate landscape of the Algerian desert, the game will focus on new character Tessa Tarion as she sets out on a harrowing journey through devastation and despair, personal terror and pain, while exploring the limitations of human resilience. You can let out a breath. The creature is only inches away, its sole purpose to feed off your terror.
Death Stranding.
And so you crouch in the dark, trying to stop the fear rising, trying to silence what lies within you. Retracing Tessa's journey and pulling together the fragments of a shattered past will be the only chance to survive the pitiless horror that threatens to devour you. Time is against you. Still, you must continue step by step, knowing that if you fail, you will lose everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
That is one badass synopsis.
I guess so.
Say.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to actually getting into an Amnesia game because going back to back in my day,
Back in your day.
back in high school, I watched Let's Plays of PewDiePie and Markiplier play numerous Amnesia game, and Amnesia was popular back in the day. Like there are custom stories of it. Fun fact, you could actually make your own custom story in the Amnesia engine and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Some of them were bad, some of them were amazing.
Right, you're playing player content.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
And it was basically oversaturated by that point, but now that it's kind of quieted down a little bit, now it's its chance to strike back with a new title.
Yeah, and also I can see the old ones coming back as well.
Yeah.
Because, at the moment we got Noah 2 coming out, and so many people are playing Noah. We've also got Last of Us coming out. So many people are doing Last of Us as well.
Yep.
They're hitting, and a lot of people on my stream are trying to speculate what the next month's games were. And because we've got Resident Evil 3 coming out,
yep,
we got speculations that Resident Evil 2 will be the next PlayStation Plus game.
Yeah.
For February. No, not February. Fucking hell. April.
Oh, Sean.
I know. It's just my teeth just don't want me to pronounce words. So there's like a trend in that, and I could think that when Noah 2 comes out, it's going to be heavily saturated because people are playing it already. It does give lesser people a chance to do Noah.
Yeah.
And kind of get into it. But the people who are interested in Noah 2 have also been interested in Noah, so they're still going to be in the Noah 2 stream.
Yeah.
Subnautica at the moment is just really having a really good time.
Yeah.
People are streaming Subnautica a lot now than they used to.
Yeah.
I've streamed it, loved it. The game's great. Absolutely great. And so people are going to be jumping on the Amnesia.
Yep.
And the people that are younger than you are going to be ab what? They're going to be ab what? Because they've never heard of Amnesia.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it gives you the chance to broadcast to the younger generation and educate them on, because it cracks me up when people think that when Marilyn Manson came out with Sweet Dreams, they thought it was the original, and I'm like, no, you should listen to the original because the original is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Although let's face it, Marilyn Manson did a really good job on it, and made it his own thing because the presence that he has.
Yeah.
But this new Amnesia game's going to come out, and people are going to be thinking, "Wow, this is a freaking brilliant, awesome game. They should make sequels." There are. This is actually. There's actually prequels. Kid. And yeah, pop on by my stream and I'll do it for you so you can see what it's all about. And then they'll be like, no, it's this original. It's like, seriously, stop it.
Oh my god, John.
Yep. Grab, kid. Back in my day, we used to play Manic Miner. Manic what?
And I'm also genuinely looking forward to playing a sequel to such a classic horror game that kickstarted many YouTubers' career. I mean, it's kind of wishful thinking on my part, but hey, it'll be a nice little experience.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. It could be one for kicking off a lot of people that want to get out there.
Exactly.
In my experience with streaming that I've had now, which is almost like 6 months, you do have to be passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You do not have to be passionate about the game you're streaming, although that does help.
It does help.
It does help. But the thing is, if you're passionate about the game that you're streaming, you're going to be only streaming that game as often as you can instead of various different games. Now, you might have maybe 3 or 4 games up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be just doing 1 or 2. Yeah, usually it's like 2. But if you're passionate about what you're doing, you have the ability to stream anything.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. That's what I do.
That is a fair point.
And the added bonus then to me is being passionate about the game. I also want to stream Mass Effect series.
Yeah.
I have Andromeda for the PS4, but I so want to stream the PS3.
Yeah.
And I borrowed your Elgato card, and I failed miserably. But I think I figured that out how I did fail, and because I didn't understand settings so much in the machine.
Yeah.
I'd probably be able to make it work. I have my own Elgato card that I can do the PS4 on, and so I want to stream the old stuff.
Yeah.
I really do. There's something in it, and I'm massively passionate about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Because I love that freaking game. But then my next game that I'm going to be streaming is Terminator.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of research on Terminator games that are for consoles and stuff, and there haven't been many brilliant.
Yeah.
It's been plagued. But when this came out, was it
was like last year.
I think it was late last year.
Yeah.
This came out.
Because I was talking about this on a podcast.
Right. I think it was shortly, a month or 2 after Dark Fate came out.
Yeah.
Then it was announced. And when it came out and it was announced and everything like that, and it was said that it is the best Terminator game to date.
Yeah.
Which is very hard to do. I'm like really excited to play it.
Yeah.
And like I was saying to you in Discord earlier on that, I just bought this game and I really, really want to play this. And if we're not on podcast, I'm playing this and I'm going to be streaming it. But and then I got the freaking migraine this morning, so this is probably why I'm a little bit off.
Yeah.
Didn't go to work or anything like that. It still hurts a little bit, but it's nowhere near as painful. But then I turned around to you and said, I wish I'd never actually joked about playing the game now, because now everybody's going to be thinking that I'm taking the day off to play the game. So I'm like, no, God, no, that's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I was going to do the podcast, but I'm fighting for it.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it afterwards.
Yeah.
But the Terminator game, looking forward to it. And I'm passionate about it. I'm avoiding all spoilers on the game itself with review, preview type thing, because I just want to go in without knowing anything. And there's not many games that I can't do that with.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of games now. And when you watch people stream and stuff like that, you kind of get. I saw the ending of Rise of the Tomb Raider today.
Yeah.
And I hadn't quite got that far. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah. But it was my mate's stream.
Yeah.
It's my mate's stream. And I was there to support him. And try and ignore the ending of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I can go in without no knowledge at all and enjoy it because so many people have said so many good things about it that I've not heard anything bad too much. And then we're getting into a trend of games that are coming out now that I've heard nothing but good stuff.
Yeah.
Like Fallen Order. People are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so we're starting to get, or developers are starting to get in the right space.
Yeah.
That they should be in.
Yeah.
And if they keep that and not go up or down, they just keep that level, then we're good. We're good. We'll be happy with developers, and developers will be so relaxed that they don't have to worry about giving us this and that, because we don't want that shit if it's broken. I mean, it's nice if you can introduce it later or whatever.
Yeah.
But we don't want broken shit. We're done with broken shit. Seriously, we are.
Yeah.
So yes, I can't wait. But it's going to be a couple of days before I stream it because I'm doing a community stream tomorrow. I don't stream today because we're doing the podcast, obviously. So community stream we're finishing a way out with the Almighty Sharkster. So shout out to Almighty Sharkster. There's my first shout out there.
First shout out.
I was going to get around to shout outs at the end. So I will do that. But I will give Dark Destroyer a shout out as well. He's the guy who wanted me to give him a shout out today. I've had quite a few people asking me to do so. But today he asked me, he said, is there a possibility that you can give us a shout out? So it's Dark Destroyer 1976. He's a Twitch streamer. Go and hit him up on Twitch, follow him, check him out. He's a good guy. Doesn't have some of the facilities that most streamers have, like webcam or anything like that. Hasn't got access to a computer. So he streams directly from the PS4. So he's not able to use the facilities Twitch offers so much, like Streamlabs and everything like that, Stream Elements, all that kind of stuff. But he does talk to you, he does interact with you, and he likes to have people come on by. So Dark Destroyer 1976, hit him up with a follow or just check him out.
All right. Now, I also heard rumors that there will be a sequel for a Outlast free.
I haven't heard that.
I've heard there are rumors.
Okay. I know there's quite a fan base for it that people would like that. They would like that because it's supposed to be the most horrifying game.
Exactly.
Like PT or anything like that. It's for me, Dead Space was the one, and you know, when I first played it, and then people said, or before I played it, they was like, you need to have really good earphones, Sean, and you need to have the lights off.
Fuck! Are you going to do that?
I did that.
Oh, you did?
It scared the fucking life out of me. I couldn't play the game for a while, and so I haven't got around to Outlast, and they're saying the same thing. So I would do that. I would do that and stay with it and get frightened the fuck out of, because there isn't that many games that do that now. They give you the jump scares. Dead Space still does it to me, even though I know I've played it so many times. Even though I know something's around the corner, it's like, oh Jesus, I forgot about that shit, you bastard! But well done, game. Well done for getting me again.
I'm looking forward to when you're finished with a lot of horror games and you just have this highlight compilation of you screaming your fucking ass off.
Oh yeah, probably yeah. Or jumping.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to editing that.
Okay. I'm looking forward to my first year thingy. Compilation thing. I might be looking at going back to YouTube again now, or putting some stuff on YouTube,
because everything is quiet down.
It's had plenty of time to settle that. I might dig around and find out what they actually are asking of us, because I've noticed that a lot of YouTube channels are coming back. And a lot of I wouldn't say coming back, they're just starting to get more content on them again. You know, people are starting to promote their YouTube channels again, that kind of thing. And I'm thinking, okay, so people are starting to do this again, so we might have a look at that. Not quite sure what I put on it though. I was debating maybe like a podcast, but not a podcast. You know, what would you call it? You called it a vlog.
I like to call it vlog. Other people say vlog, but I just say
vlog
because it's short for video.
Video log, yeah. Same as what is it? VOD.
There you go.
Video on demand.
Yeah.
And that term is used in the Twitch community a lot because we all store up VODs.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe like a vlog of my trophy hunting, because I am a trophy hunter. It's going to be all about me, so it'll be the progress of me working my way up through the world.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I might even try and introduce the Discord chat side of it so that I can have people on there talking to me as well. I don't know if that's possible, if that can be done. Or game reviews.
Yeah.
Because I think I'd like to review games that I've finished and give my personal opinion on. And compare it to the statistics of what the world thinks, you know, that kind of thing. What I would like to aim to do with the YouTube channel, if I'm going to do it, would be kind of an academy of trophy hunters.
Yeah.
You know, to help people, because I get people on my stream asking me if there's any advice for being a trophy hunter and stuff like that. So got a lot of experience with that. There is so many things that you can do that I can't say, you know, everything's going to work for you, or I can't say, yeah, just do this and it'll work. You know, there are so much things to do. So you could, I could use that as well.
Yeah.
So like I say, I'm still toying with the idea of going back to YouTube. Yeah.
When you mentioned that, I'm not sure if this is necessarily the right word for it, but I was thinking of a tutorial series, like how to be a trophy hunter and whatever, like that sort of thing.
Right. And yeah, because that would cover pretty much most of everything, and then I could also incorporate the progress I'm making from it and stuff like that. So yeah,
it is a pretty unique idea. I mean, of course, I'm not overly familiar with trophy hunting, so I don't see a whole lot of videos about how to trophy hunt or anything like that. But anything exists on YouTube nowadays, so you probably have plenty of competitors.
There is a few things on there that are kind of how to trophy hunt.
Yeah.
Not so much my journey of trophy hunting, and I can bring you guys with me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, I can clear this path so that you guys can follow. You know, that kind of thing. Or you can take a few notes and then choose your own path.
Yeah. That
kind of thing. But it could be a kind of walk through my life of trophy hunter.
Yeah.
Instead of walk through of a game, it will be a walkthrough of what we're going to do to try and do this and see if it will work. And if it doesn't, it's like, I guess it's going to be a reality show.
Or a
trophy hunting reality show.
Why am I not thinking of the right word? Biography or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably necessarily not the right word for it, but that's kind of what came to mind.
Yeah, no, biography is kind of that, but you can't, you're wrapping it up and you're finishing it as well. Whereas this would be like an ongoing thing until dying day.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So a vlog more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's going to be a diary or something. But I don't want it to be so much a diary. I want it to be a journey.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to be a continuous thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah. I say go for it. I'll support you 100%.
Okay, cool.
And everybody else who is watching this podcast.
But one person.
That one person.
Thanks, Gavin. Gavin, support me, mate. Support me.
But yeah.
Well, we got quite a few people at work now that are watching this.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
I've actually had, I think you know who I'm talking about. When I was cleaning one day, he came across me. I was like, I listened to your first podcast, and I could tell the difference in the audio quality and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
As
long as it's better.
Yeah.
Than it was, because I mean we all had different mics at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. It was just one Blue Yeti and your mic over there.
And then you decide to buy another one of these.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
For Gavin to use, and he stole it, whatever. But anyway, so moving on, there's another upcoming game that is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. I'm going to talk about a game that has similarities to. Have you heard of Jaws Unleashed?
No.
Okay, so it's this game that was for the original Xbox and PlayStation 2. Basically, you play as the title character, Jaws.
Shark.
Yeah. And you're going around eating people,
Yay.
eating sea creatures, and all this gory stuff, you know?
Cool.
It actually looks like a pretty fun game. I mean, I've never played it personally, but I remember seeing walkthroughs of it back when YouTube was a new thing.
Okay.
And there's a new game coming out that's very similar to that called Man Eater. Basically, you're playing as a shark and you're eating shit growing up. You're like a baby shark.
Yeah.
And you're going around eating catfish, other sharks, turtles, and then eventually people. As the title says, you're a man-eater right now.
So is it going to be like... Are you familiar with a game called Katamari Forever?
No.
Oh, okay. Katamari Forever is really cool. You roll around this tiny little parcel.
Now that you mention it,
and it sticks to things.
I've heard of it, yes.
And then the ball gets bigger and bigger, and you eventually roll it around the world and the universe and shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that.
I would say kind of, but you're a shark eating shit.
So is it
piling things together?
Is it? Yeah, but the bigger you get, the bigger stuff you can eat.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. You're going to consume the world or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But is it going to be sticking to realistic stuff?
I would say no, because obviously you're eating a bunch of people, as we all know.
Sharks
sharks are man-eaters is kind of false, because, well, they don't see us as that.
There's only the great white shark that actually eats people.
Yeah.
He doesn't eat to digest, just because it does fish more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. And seals. And it just misidentifies us on surfboards as seals or whatever.
Oh, it's the movement, everything like that. Yeah. So it's not going to stick realistic. It's not going. So it could get out of hand. It could start eating houses and shit.
Well, no,
that's what I'm talking about. Is it going to go? Is it just going to stick to not realistic as in sharks don't eat people or something?
Okay,
but,
so is it realistic in terms of
how big it can get?
Yeah.
And what it can eat. Can it eat boats? Can it eat aircraft carriers? And that gets unrealistic, doesn't it?
I mean, like you could, as the gameplay that I've seen, you could like bump boats.
Okay.
And
knock
jump
people over.
And just, push people off of the boats or whatever.
Okay.
And you could like, move on the beach like very awkwardly. Like you're not just gonna walk on the beach.
Okay, so it does stick to somewhat realistic.
Yeah.
And not like Katamari Forever.
Yeah.
Where you're just rolling around the world.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. That sounds cool.
Yeah,
that sounds
really
cool.
Does sound cool.
If they make the effects in it bloody and shit.
Yep.
But not overly that it's going to turn your screen red or anything. But tints the water.
Yeah.
And they make the bits that are being yammed up look pretty good. I think I could get into it.
And I saw a gameplay of it recently, new 15-minute gameplay. The more you eat people, the more wanted you are.
But that makes sense because you're gonna get hunted because they're scared of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw some real life examples, like with alligators, whatever. In Africa, there are a bunch of man-eating alligators, and like they eat people, and people are like, "Oh, we gotta get rid of this fucking alligator because it's eating too much people." Like, either you legitimately kill it, or you just move it to another area where it doesn't kill any more people. Kind of the same thing with the shark that you're controlling as.
Okay.
The more people you eat, the more likely that they'll come after you.
Yeah.
Because you're a threat to people who want to go for a swim or whatever.
But you get a choice of what you eat.
Yeah.
So you could eat boats and not get wanted too much.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn, you had my fucking boat again. Eat seals and stuff, no one's going to know. Because that actually is the evolution and food chain of it, isn't it? So that's not going to make you wanted.
Yeah.
So if you were stupid to eat loads of people,
you have the option, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But
I might have to check out this gameplay later on.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. Like, the more you go level 1, level 2, you can upgrade your sensory organs, your appearance, and whatever.
Oh god, you can upgrade.
You can upgrade sonar.
So it's basically you're gonna develop skills.
Yes.
Not like build shit.
No, not literally build shit. Like,
go into crafting.
Like
I need a bigger dorsal fin.
Yeah. Like one of your upgrades is that you gain sonar, which allows you to get a better picture of your surroundings. Like maybe there is a random fish that's hiding in the seaweed or whatever that you're not able to see before or whatever. You know?
Yeah, well they use sonar.
Yeah.
They use like sound and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What's it called again?
Man-Eater.
Man-Eater. All right, I'm gonna.
So it's described as the GTA of the sea.
Fuck yeah!
I mean, obviously you're not going to hijack cars.
And we don't know the platforms that are coming out.
As far as I know, it's going to be all platform.
Oof.
Yeah. So
any date?
The date is kind of vague. Let me take a look real quickly. It's coming out on May 22nd, 2020.
It's coming out just before Last of Us. That's going to get so missed.
Yeah.
It will be a great game to stream.
Oh. And if you pre-order it, you will be rewarded with the Tiger Shark adaptation on day 1 DLC.
Price?
Let's see. $39.99.
$40. March. May. So we got a couple of months.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
And the developer is Tripwire Interactive and Blindside Interactive.
I think I've heard of Blindsided, but not Tripwire.
Yeah.
I am going to make that a stream game.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
So I'll be pre-ordering it.
Nice.
Yeah.
You'll be the fucking British
Tiger Shark. I'll be the Tiger Shark. Manning it.
I'm looking forward to when you're playing as the shark, you're being this polite shark, like, I tipped your boat, but I'm not going to eat you. Buzz off.
Just to scare you.
How scary would it be if you come across a shark that speaks British?
Yeah, I say, oh boy. You talk? Of course I do. What do you think I am?
Bloody wanker.
What do you think I am? I'm a highly educated shark. I consume everything that you guys leave in the ocean, you know. So of course I learned to read.
I'm gonna watch the shit out of that stream, in all honesty.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna make that a streaming game because that will be so lost with Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2 will just take everything and it will be so lost that people will be like, what the fuck is this game? This is
You're a fucking shark? Did you just eat that person?
Damn. Yum, 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 yum. GTA with sharks.
GTA, but with sharks.
With fish.
And you can't hijack cars.
No. You can flap about on a boat.
Oh, man. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'd be quite cool.
I
think that will be a gem.
Yeah. I'm sure it will be a gem. I always find it pretty interesting. Like, there's a lot of games where you play as people and whatever. And there's couple of shark games out there, like there's Death, which basically you're either playing as a shark or a couple of divers looking for treasure. But it's pretty interesting that you're playing as a shark and not at one point or another as a person.
You know what would be a good game?
What?
Turtle Simulator.
Are we talking about sea turtles, tortoises?
Sea turtle simulator.
That would be fun. You're just gliding
through
the ocean.
That's all there is to it.
I wouldn't mind that, actually.
That'd be like a game that you could leave on and have it as a screensaver or something.
Yeah. That would be funny.
That's it. That's all there is to the simulator. Is just swim. It'd be like a $60 game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, money well spent.
Yeah, absolutely. Money well spent. It's almost like an interactive, dynamic theme for your PlayStation or PC or whatever you want to buy it.
Yeah.
What would be even better is the egg simulator. Just an egg sitting there. Not going to hatch because there's nothing on it. It's just an egg. So it's just going to sit there.
So going off of games, since we talked plenty about that. So there have been new developments with Godzilla vs. Kong. I think I talked about in the previous podcast that it was doing reshoots and whatever, right?
Yep.
So they finished for reshoots, and the screen testing with the new audience has been very, I want to say, positive. A lot of people are saying it's a good rematch or whatever.
Is this a Japanese audience? Or just an audience in general? Because
it's an audience in general.
Its origin is like Japanese,
specific.
right?
Yeah. So there is some. There have been rumors out there that the movie will be an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay.
And this is kind of disconcerting because a lot of action movies have have a runtime of like 2 hours or something like that. And if those rumors are true, then Godzilla vs. Kong will be the shortest film out of the entire MonsterVerse line of Godzilla movies. Like King of the Monsters, the newest one, was like 2 hours. Sorry. Godzilla vs. Kong is rumored to be 1 hour and 45 minutes.
That's not bad. That's kind of the norm.
Yeah.
1 hour 45 or 2 hours.
Yeah. But the King of the Monsters one was 2 hours and 12 minutes, which is...
It's 20, 30 minutes more.
Yeah. Which is kind of disconcerting because a lot of people are like, that's kind of short for such a action-packed movie,
It depends on what they put in it.
Yeah, that is true.
You could have a 2 hour content film, and it'd be complete pants for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you'd be waiting. You'd be like, when is this going to end?
Yeah.
Or it could be 1 hour 45. 1 hour 45 is almost like what it used to be before Dances with Wolves came in and did the record-breaking 3 hours.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And then after that, there were some films that... But I believe there is a restriction on how long a film can be, for the most part, for people to sit in a cinema. And it's like roughly around about 2:15, 2:20, something like that. So 1 hour 45 is not bad.
Yeah.
And it could be 1 hour and 45 right to the end of shit hot good content.
Yeah, that is a pretty fair point. But
I know you would want more.
Yeah.
But then they can always bridge on it and build, do another one.
Yeah.
Or do something that they can work off with it.
Yeah.
But you've also got to think that, with game developers, with movie producers and stuff like that, when they want to do something or they want it to be quality as much, opposed to as quantity. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it would be good stuff, even if it's in a short amount of time. They're going to give it their best instead of giving you an hour and 45 minutes of bollocks.
Yeah.
Where and you could I don't know if you could have a 3 hour film full of good stuff all the way from start to finish.
Well, there's I don't mean to go back to Marvel stuff, but there's Avengers Endgame. It was almost 3 freaking hours long, and it had so much to offer. And I'm not saying that I'm completely losing hope that it would be disappointing in the end, Godzilla vs. Kong. But I have my own personal theory of what might be happening.
Okay.
Like, maybe it's half of one movie. Like, how Infinity War is half of the battle and then Endgame is the remaining half of the battle. It could be something like that. Like, Godzilla fights Kong in the beginning. They tussle it out a bit, and then it leaves you on a cliffhanger of the impending enemy. And then the sequel continues that battle,
Right.
That's my own personal theory.
But you don't really have to wrap up the ending of a film.
Yeah.
At the end of the film.
Exactly. Yeah.
You do not have to wrap up the end of the story, should I say, instead of the end of the film. Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings wrapped up almost every single time towards the end of the film on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That allowed, as soon as you sat down and started the sequel, it was straight in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair assumption. Yeah. How long were those Lord of the Rings movies?
I think they were like 2.5.
Kind of longer than the hour and 45 minutes, but I can see where you're coming from.
No, I can see you're pissed about the hour and 45, but I be honest with you. I mean, if it is an hour and 45 of shit,
yeah,
you're gonna hate it. If it's an hour and 45 of the best stuff you've ever seen, you're gonna love it. Don't matter how short or long it is.
Yeah.
So,
I
know that you the only reason why you're pissed about it is because you want more and more and more, and you do.
Yeah.
Give them time.
Yeah.
You know, this comes from why developers of games are rushing out stuff because you want more and more and more.
Yeah, that
they
is fair.
feel pressured.
Yeah.
So if they get death threats that their film is an hour and 45 minutes and there's like 30 minutes that they could do, and they get scared and they push out a 30-minute extra stuff and it is absolutely dog's bollocks crap.
Yeah.
You're gonna hate them. So I really don't I would say don't hang on the hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
As opposed to like 2.5 hours for Lord of the Rings. I mean, for me, Lord of the Rings got boring in some places.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's fair. But like I said, it's just rumors. Maybe it'll turn out to be a red herring and it's the 2-hour one.
Yeah.
Like most action movies are.
You never know.
But if it is truly an hour runtime of 1 hour and 45 minutes and it turns out to be good, no harm done.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it turns out to be pants, why did you make it? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not seeing the sequel. No! You may hate it like I hate Star Wars now. And I'll tell you, no one thought I'd hate Star Wars.
Yeah.
No one. And you're going to say the same thing. No one is going to make you think that you're going to hate Godzilla.
Yep.
Or Kong.
Yep.
No one.
Nope.
Never say never.
That's
all I'm saying. Never say never. And I'm what? I'm 50 this year. You're how old?
23.
All right, 23. I was a Star Wars nut all the way up until I was 49.
Damn.
Okay, so you got plenty of room to love what you love,
yep.
And then all of a sudden you're not in it at all, and you don't even want to hear it.
Yeah, that is fair.
Just because of one thing.
No wishful thinking, but
no, right?
Who knows?
No, I know. That's just it. So just I would just enjoy that hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And go, fuck yeah, that was good, and I can't wait for the sequel.
Yeah. And in other movie news, the shooting for Jurassic World 3 has just commenced.
I thought Jurassic 3 had been done.
No. They're taking their sweet time. They just started shooting.
So, there's like 4 Jurassic Park films, right?
5.
There's 5, not including this one that's coming out.
Not
okay.
Including this one that's
so
coming out.
Why isn't the 3rd one that's been made out of the 5 called Jurassic Park 3? I'm sure Jurassic Park 3 was done. I'm sure. Yeah. Jurassic World 3 hasn't.
No.
Because Jurassic World was the one that I saw that I had like the really bad indigestion and everything like that, and I had to break
Jurassic
off.
World 2: Fallen Kingdom.
Right. So it's Jurassic World, not Jurassic Park.
So, I don't know the exact story, but the original series was called Jurassic Park.
Yep.
And they went on hiatus after Jurassic Park 3, and they decided to rebrand it as Jurassic World. Yeah.
Okay, I misheard you. I thought you were saying Jurassic Park 3.
No.
Jurassic World 3.
Yes.
All right, my bad. My bad.
So yeah, they started filming. Yeah, started shooting Jurassic World 3, and some set locations are at Hawaii, which is the shooting location for most of Isla Nublar and a lot of the Jurassic Park movies. And there are some pretty interesting things. Let's see, who was the director? Trevorrow or something like that. Jurassic World free. So yeah, most of the characters from the other Jurassic World movies are going to return, like Chris Pratt, you know, the guy who trains for raptors and first Jurassic World movie.
Yeah.
But there's some old characters that are coming back, such as Sam Neill, who plays as Dr. Grant.
Now you're talking Jurassic Park, yeah.
And let's see, there's...
Which there's like, I think, the 2 or 3 films that he's been in that he's never ever wanted to go back there, and has always told them that it's a very, very bad idea, and then when he does, he does.
Yep. And then there's Jeff Goldblum returning.
Right.
That's always awesome. So yeah, we got a lot of the original cast returning.
Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum, they do make a good team on those films.
Yeah. And
then you have to have the nutty professor or researcher that spoils everything, is actually the villain and everything like that.
Yeah. Does he return?
You must come and research this.
So yeah, that's the current information. A lot of new and old characters returning for the sequel.
Okay.
And spoilers. The dinosaurs are released into the entire world. So yeah, they literally have to deal with a literal world of dinosaurs right now.
Huh.
So yeah, that's going to be interesting of how they have to deal with the dinosaurs, you know.
How did the dinosaurs get released in the entire world?
Are you planning to watch Fallen Kingdom?
I don't know. It's a movie, so yeah, I guess so.
Then I'm not going to say
it explains it in there then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it explains it.
All right.
So.
Because I know they were making like parks and shit so that they could keep them in a natural habitat, protected, so that they weren't going to bother anybody as well and stuff like that. But released in the entire world, I'm thinking, okay.
So the director of this movie will be Colin Trevorrow. Let's see. He's directed he was the writer for the first Jurassic World and second Jurassic World.
Okay.
But now he's serving as the director. He also was the writer for Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
Okay.
And...
I was going to say, if it's Last Jedi, you're doomed.
But he's also... no, that's not it. Fuck. Sorry, I'm looking at his resume on IMDb right now. I thought Colin Trevorrow directed some Marvel movies. Maybe I was wrong. But yeah, Colin Trevorrow, it's a familiar name for me, and I'm looking forward to having him as the director, you know?
As opposed to write. Is he writing it as well? Is he writing it as well?
I think he is. It says he's
going to be co-writer? Because you said he wrote the first 2.
Yes.
So he could be co-writer and director.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. And it's also kind of interesting when you have as a person who's directing the film but also writing the film.
Yeah, that either shows one or two things. It shows the passion for the franchise or the story.
Yeah.
Or it shows that he felt that his written work was not being produced the way it should have been, or what he had in his mind.
Okay, yeah, Colin Trevorrow is directing and writing this new Jurassic World.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting because going back to Godzilla again, King of the Monsters, Michael Douglas, he wrote and directed that movie, and he is a huge Godzilla fan, so you could tell his passion. If I directed a Godzilla movie and I written it, you could tell I was a huge Godzilla fan.
Yeah, of course.
And Michael Douglas, he directed, let's see, Take or Treat, which is classed as one of the most new classic for horror movies in general.
Okay.
Like it's the modern Halloween, whatever.
Okay.
So I'm
so modern. I've never heard of it.
Huh? How about Krampus?
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, Colin Trevorrow is not that huge of a name like Steven Spielberg or anything like that. But as far as I'm aware, Steven Spielberg is supervising the project. I mean, he doesn't have direct control over it, but he's supervising.
Right, Steven Spielberg had quite a bit of thing in Jurassic Park, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So
he directed Jurassic Park.
Yeah, so there you go. That would be cool.
It will be pretty cool. So there is a lot to look forward to. Like the new Jurassic World is being filmed, and Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out sometime this year. I don't know when, but I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff this year. Aside from video games.
Oh yeah, cool. No, I'm always focused on the video games. Like I say, going back to earlier on the podcast, that I only have time for one thing.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much my fault, I guess.
But yeah, I think you should honestly take a look at Fallen Kingdom so you could understand what I mean by that.
I'd have to watch Jurassic World 1 again.
Yeah.
Because like I say, I had to walk out halfway through because my indigestion was so bad I had to crawl on the floor all the way to Safeway.
So it's not like with Last Jedi where you walked out because it was so fucking
terrible. No. I just had really bad indigestion, and the theater would not provide me any milk, which takes away indigestion.
Okay.
And so I had to literally hands and knees crawl to Safeway.
Okay.
It took me all the way from the halfway through the film for me to get to Safeway, and then once I got the milk, I was good. By that time I'd done it, got to Safeway, it was finished.
Hate it when that happens.
That's how long it took me to get to Safeway.
Oh God, I've never had anything specifically like that, but I remember this one time. So, during elementary school, there's this program where they give out tickets to students over the summer to watch these films that they're re-releasing over the summer. I'm not sure if your daughter has ever experienced this herself.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so there's Madagascar 2 was in theaters over the summer, and
also like matinees.
Yeah,
I got you.
So we went in there super late. I can't remember exactly what happened, but we basically got in. I think I was late. I'm not sure. So we basically got in the middle of the movie. You know, it progressed. I'm like, the hell? And then I had to negotiate with the attendee at the front, and they're like, okay, we'll give you tickets for a different day so you could see the entire movie. I'm like, cool.
Huh.
So yeah, like as opposed to walking out of the movie for indigestion in the middle of the movie, I just went in the middle of the movie.
Well, that's your own fault.
Yeah, that is true.
And yet you had the gall to ask them for tickets.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd never ever do that.
Yeah.
I'd never ever do that. What I was disappointed with was this particular theater was that they didn't offer me any milk. And you know, you have a cafeteria there. They have a break room there that they make coffee or tea or whatever.
Yeah.
They're gonna have milk. They're going to, but no.
Whatever.
So I
What's
bought
done
this little
is done.
bottle of milk, and once I cracked that fucker open and downed it, well, actually I sipped it, and the indigestion went away. I just made it into the foyer, back into the foyer as the cat was walking out, and I politely told the attendants of the theatre, "Thanks for nothing."
Oh my God.
And spoke to the manager and said, "I needed this." Didn't even offer to go and get it because that would have taken a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Or offer any of that here, and she said, "No, I just can't do that." And I said that it didn't offer any of this, that it was just shocking that, you know, I was in a lot of pain and that not even an ambulance or anything like that, which I didn't need, but there was nothing. And I said I was just, and they didn't even offer me anything.
That's kind of lousy customer service, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, I think that they just really didn't want to hear the story.
Yeah.
I just, you know, and I'm like, all right, well, you know, it's not going to stop me watching a film because those guys come and go.
Yeah.
You know, the turnaround is probably high because they're mostly students, so they don't give a fuck about you anyway.
That's a fair assumption.
People are not making a career out of it as such, you know.
But yeah, that story aside, you should get around to watching the Jurassic World movies when you get a chance. I mean, they aren't perfect, but I have some enjoyment out of them, especially with Chris Pratt's character and his relationship with the Velociraptors and all that.
No, I liked. I did like what I saw in Jurassic World 1. Until I had to go. The whole thing with the balls and everything like that.
Oh, but gyrospheres.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And the way they opened up the world and you could see all the dinosaurs roaming and shit, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Don't know if they used IMAX that.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah, because IMAX is for that kind of thing, but I didn't get the IMAX feel. I didn't get the IMAX feel. Not like Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Where it's like over the cityscape and it just is IMAX and it just completely pans out, and then the next thing you see is like tripwires going across from building to building, and they're using them as astroglide type thing. Which was really that gave you IMAX feel.
Yeah.
That really did. But yeah, maybe it's because I was so concerned about not feeling well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'll get round to them. No promise, though.
Promise?
No promise. I'm a trophy hunter, dude. I'm a trophy hunter. So.
Oh, man.
Trophy hunting is where it's going.
Well, okay, I won't force you, but if you want, I could just lend you my Jurassic World DVDs.
No, because I keep hold of them forever because I won't watch them. No, I've had friends. I'll be honest with you. I've had friends, and I've told friends that they said, "Oh yeah," like one of the colleagues at work is like, he's got a whole collection of DVDs, and he invited me over to his house one day for a meal.
Yeah.
And looking through his DVDs, he goes, "This is my favorite one. You should really watch this." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I could do that." I had that for about a month, and I didn't watch it. It's not on my priority list, and I actually gave it back to him. He said, "Did you watch it?" I was like, "I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. I'll be honest with you, I didn't." But that's who I am.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I go. So thanks for the offer, but I'm not going to use it.
One of these days, I'm going to take you over to my studio once everything is up and ready with the TV, the speakers, and everything. We are going to watch a fucking movie together.
Maybe.
I'll provide the popcorn, the gluten-free stuff, and all that.
Don't eat popcorn.
Okay, gluten-free stuff.
No, I'm not gluten-free.
Okay.
My wife's gluten-free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything that isn't meat, then.
Anything that isn't hard, because I have dentures.
Yep.
That's why I can't do popcorn.
Yeah.
Because in the middle of it, you get those seeds that are still there.
Yeah, that is true.
They freaking hurt. And if you eat stuff with dentures, like cookies or anything like that, you have to be really careful with cookies. You get them underneath the denture, it's like you're chewing on glass.
I'll make sure I don't give you any popcorn.
No, popcorn's one of those that I definitely know that I can't do.
Okay.
I can eat Kit Kats quite easy. There was my first actual chocolate bar that I could eat after I had dentures put in.
Okay.
And so I know kind of the builder things that I can eat. I can do pizza sometimes if it hasn't been left too long.
Okay.
Because the outer crust gets like really hard and solid. And I'll try and eat it because I like pizza, but my dentures don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, oh yeah, look, you got this. Oh, shit, that hurts.
Yeah. Well, okay. Do you have anything else you want?
I do. I just got I got a couple of shout outs, like I said at the beginning of the podcast. I would like to shout out. Okay, we're going to shout out Dark Destroyer again. That's Dark Destroyer 1976. Him up, he's Twitch streamer. Goffy DJ.
Goffy DJ.
Goffy DJ is my brother.
Okay.
All right. He wasn't a trophy hunter. He just bagged, before you came in the door here to set this up, he just bagged his 5th platinum.
Good on him.
And this guy, this guy, he's got the bug.
Yeah.
Because it's just not, he's not played any other games in between the 4th platinum and the 5th platinum.
Yeah.
He's just concentrated on one game, nailed it. One game, nailed it. And it all started off with all started off with Watch Dogs, I believe. Watch Dogs 2. Might be wrong. And then it went on and on and on. He did his first live stream and only live stream with Borderlands 3 with getting the platinum. And now he's just got the Lego Undercity cover platinum.
Nice.
And that's a long platinum. And he just nailed that today. So well done, Chris. That's Goffy. That's Goffy DJ. Nice. And also DJ Reanimator. A shout out to you, sir, for winning this. This will be on its way to you.
Yeah.
Anybody else that I would like to shout out? I'd like to shout out 21st Century Games.
Okay.
Great guy, comes into the stream. He streams as well. These guys are all on Twitch, so hit them up, give them a follow, check them out, have a bit of fun. 21st Century Games is just such a great guy.
Yeah.
That's it for shout outs. Anybody who wants a shout out, let me know.
Yeah, right? And also for fans on my side of the thing, of the spectrum, if you also want a shout out, be sure to let me know. I'll write them down and I'll make sure to give you shout outs by the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Now that we got the fun stuff out of the way, just some important things to let you guys know. So Gavin, the reason he couldn't be here, well, he wasn't feeling good, but he previously wanted to do an announcement in the podcast when he came, but he didn't. So he wanted to let everybody know that he's leaving the podcast for an indefinite amount of time so he could deal with some personal issues. So yeah, you won't be seeing Gavin for a little while, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean he's gone forever. Just wanted to represent for him today since he couldn't come.
Yeah, he'll probably be more of a guest now.
Yeah, that's fair. Now on to me. So there have been a couple of personal things in my life that have happened. I'll explain more in my vlog, which I'll also put in the description of this video below. Aside from organizing shit at the studio that I just moved in a couple weeks ago and college. So we may be taking a little hiatus from the variety shit for a little while so I could deal with those issues as well. We're not any of a variety shift, I promise you. We're just taking a little break for now, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me. How about you, Sean?
For me, I'm good. I always hate Fridays because I know I got a podcast and not game. So this doesn't affect me too much. Although if I could do like something solo, just to keep the variety shift going or something like that, I'd probably do that. I don't have the technical know-how of how to set it up though.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I could probably work on something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, you could build up your YouTube while we're taking a break from
Yep.
the variety shift as well.
Yep, could do that.
So anyway,
definitely have to do some stuff on the drawing board for that
definitely.
to work out where I want to go with it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we appreciate you guys for supporting the variety shift. Thank you so much for the few people that watch our stream.
It will give the opportunity for other people that are new to our podcast to catch up with the whole thing. And hopefully then we've got a little bit more fresh heads and stuff like that. Or new stories to tell.
So yeah, aside from YouTube, you can listen to the Variety Shift on iTunes and
Spotify.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. You can listen to us on iTunes and Spotify. We're not sure what other platforms we should extend to, but if you have anything in mind, be sure to let us know. We really love the suggestions.
We're also on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
That's where we originally started YouTube and then went to iTunes and then Spotify with 13 episodes.
Yeah.
You know, it's we're cursed because it's 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happened.
Yeah.
You need to get through it.
But if you want to see each of us individually, I go by the Artificial Dragon on YouTube, Twitter, excuse me, Instagram, where else? Facebook, Twitch. I don't do a lot of live streams on Twitch, unfortunately, but I'm getting in very slowly, I promise you. And
That'd be nice to see.
and I think that is all. How about you, Sean?
For me, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely find me on Twitch because that's my second home. And YouTube, keep an eye out. I will give a little bit more information when and what is coming on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I say, I'm looking forward to getting back into that.
Yeah.
It won't be streaming directly to it or anything like that, so I got to figure out how I make videos and stuff. Because I'm bound by Twitch.
Yep.
To stream videos.
Yep.
Games anyway.
But yeah, if once again, we have our personal email for Variety Shift. It's the official Variety Shift at gmail.com. No lowercase, no uppercase, it's all lowercase. The official Variety Shift at gmail.com. So
you can also find us on Discord.
Oh yeah, Discord as well. So be sure to come into the Variety Shift family. We always appreciate new faces around here.
Yep.
So
I'm done with the old faces. Really, I am. Let's get some new faces. Come on.
Yeah.
Pretty ones.
Anyway, I'm not sure when we'll be back, but I promise we will be back when everything is settled. So thank you so much for watching episode 13 of A Variety Shift. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, everybody.
Yep. Happy Friday, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.